Why, hello. I have to figure out what's going on with that.
Y'all talk slower.
I don't know why it did that.
It's very weird.
That was very strange.
It's cool, though.
I suppose.
Just say you did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Hi. This is welcome
feature.
welcome to session 3 of the Glittering Night in Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. I am your storyteller, Stu, and to my left.
Hi, I'm Joey, and I am playing Colin, the Toreador, who dresses fantastically, who went shopping in the week past, and I now have a whole Google file of clothes. I'll show you all later.
I'm excited about this. Hi, I am Pooja.
Is your mic muted?
Hi, I'm Pooja, and I am playing Lakshmi, the Tremere, who, you know, may or may not be under vicious attack very soon.
Oh, that's right.
All of us.
But specifically the person his mouth is attached to.
Hi, I'm Stork. I'm playing Floyd Gilmore.
Is your mic muted?
Yeah, no, we just tested him.
Up and down is up, right?
Yes, I can hear him.
You can?
Yeah, I can hear him in here.
Oh, there you go. Sorry, my fuck up.
There we go. Is that better?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Floyd Gilmore, ex-doctor, Bruja.
And I'm Sam. I play Anna Sophia, your friendly neighborhood satanic nun, who is also a Malkavian.
And I am Jim, and I'll be playing Felix, your Hollywood-connected millionaire Nosferatu movie editor guy.
All right. Does someone want to summarize what happened in our last session?
Would you like to consult the book?
I think those of us who are far more qualified for this.
The Writ of Common Wisdom. Turn with me now to page 32 of Sam's journal.
Let's see. Session 2. The coterie decided to skip the Staples Center buffet and return to the church. Shortly, a knock came at the door. Silas the Great was there, asking to come in and share some Baron Teston-related bad news. A vision in which the sheriff's hound came to us with a warning. The sheriff is apparently mad about something due to Felix's actions. He invited us to his mountain in Angelus Crest and took his leave. Felix felt a bit chagrined. He may have stepped on some toes. Colin arrived fashionably late to find out the gossip on what's happening. We suspect a mole, perhaps, and discuss the options of bogging down the Inquisition in some financial red tape. It's close to dawn, so we all decide to haven together. Felix sets his Gould parrots to patrol around the block while we sleep. And Lakshmi sets up a program to hack the gun shop computer during the day. The next night, Floyd awoke in the old zoo in Griffith Park. Everyone else awoke in the cathedral. Floyd visited his herd to feed and asked them for info. They recovered an AR-10 that was tossed into a canal. He also hears some shrieking as he starts to leave Griffith Park and records it on his iPhone. Colin heads back to his luxury condo above the Americana to hunt on a hookup app, while Anna Sophia holds a blood sacrifice for her congregation. Colin and Floyd arrive as it's wrapping up. Floyd has some info to share, and Lakshmi's hacking attempt was successful. An alert comes over the phones that the fire chief was assassinated in Griffith Park. Seems like maybe that was the shriek Floyd heard. He hands the retrieved gun to Anna Sophia, who prays over it and gets a vision. From the perspective of a reclined person with blood pooling around. 2 black-clad military types carrying crates out of the room. It's a ranch suburban home, early morning, perhaps sunset. There's a recording device under one of the couches. She spots some photos around the room of an old retiree, and makes a quick sculpted maquette of his face. She snaps a photo of that and drops it into Google image search, finding a name, Erwin Jensen. He lives in Sierra Madre. Floyd and Felix head to Griffith Park to check out the scene of the fire chief's demise, after making amends with the sheriff, Scully Wallace, by bringing him the retrieved gun. They headed to the sewers to his public haven. Felix handed over the evidence and offered to share resources. Scully asked him for a favor, to check in with Big Head, another Nosferatu, at MBZ Auto and bring back some information. Bridge mended. In Sierra Madre, Anna Sophia, Colin, and Lakshmi arrive chez Jensen to hear dogs barking out back. Anna Sophia obfuscates and enters unseen. She retrieves the recording device from under the couch. It appears Mr. Jensen was a federal arms dealer. There are multiple gun safes. Lakshmi finds a post-it with numbers on it, and Colin notices it should be a routing/account number. She finds some files on the computer under Erwin Jensen LLC. He has a lot of money in his account, with a recent $14,000 deposit from Saturday, from a long string of numbers. A few strategic transfers later, each of us has $9,998.89 in our account, and the shell account of our primogens. In Griffith Park, Floyd and Felix find a large burn spot in the parking lot. The shrieking noise is audible, way in the distance. Felix checks in with the local coyotes to ask about the shriek. They say it's a Kindred, and he asks her to lead him to it. Floyd locates a spot with a shell casing where it looks like the shot that at the car may have come from. Together they follow the coyote to the shrieking. Felix rewards the coyote and her pup with some turkey. He goes unseen and finds a figure in the clearing that is staked out, male, and at the point of hunger madness. They look around for danger and then stake him with a rudimentary stick, and he's in torpor. In Sierra Madre, Lakshmi recognizes the old dude from the surveillance in a hunting photo. A quick search of Mr. Jensen's phone reveals the man's name and address. The trio decide to commandeer Jensen's dogs, Boris and Natasha, and burn his house down. Then visit the new guy in Alhambra. The lights in his ranch home are off, but the trio knocks and no answer. Around back, they see a figure lying prone through the unlocked sliding glass door. He has 2 different sets of puncture wounds on his body. Lakshmi tracks down his phone under a newspaper, and it has a recording app up. His Ring doorbell doesn't show anything recent, but his office has some gun racks and safes. His phone bank app shows a matching deposit to his account. Funds are swiftly reappropriated, and the house promptly burned down to preserve the masquerade. While Lakshmi walks the dog. Back to the church, we listen to Carter's recording. Sounds of a couple of folks visiting to look at guns. Raceway, watch at the door. 3 male voices from Sunday at about 10:45 a.m. Humans talking about stab him in the arm too. And then they have time enough to match up with the Ring camera footage of the beige Ford Taurus. On Jensen's recording, a gunshot and different voice says get the guns, and some military lingo, something about retrieving supplies at India Whiskey, and a place called Hotel Mike. Also, there are more targets, apparently, that were taken out. Jensen and Carter had some Facebook messages going back and forth about suspicious big commissions with another dude named Terrence James. At MBZ Auto, Felix finds the place locked. He parks lights off and casually walks his bloodhound, Shadow. He points out a suspicious dumpster. Felix knocks on it and tells the Nosferatu that Scully sent him. Big Head gives him some info to go directly to Scully and a letter for Miroslav. Big Head also tells him to tell Scully to shut up. Felix commiserates and wins him over a little. He reads the letters after he leaves and then reseals the wax. To Scully, she's definitely working with them. And then to Miroslav, something else. We didn't read it. At Terrence James's house, the trio finds Mr. James dead, femoral artery punctured. He was less paranoid, so no recording, but he did have some black powder weapons and a suspicious red safe. We steal the safe, explode the house, and return to the church.
guys are very busy.
We were busy.
So much arson.
So much arson, yeah.
I mean, it's been a problem lately. Floyd has his new friend tied up, being fed with blood bags on the altar. He unstakes a very confused man who doesn't know his own name or remember anything. A Google search of his face reveals that he is Private Francis Marion, aka George Palmer, a Union soldier, according to the internet. He asks us, "What's a Justicar?" Oh, good. He thinks he might be one. Lakshmi asks him how hungry he is and slices her palm.
All right.
And then I have a note that just says frenzy roll.
Right. Yes, I have that same note. Does someone want to volunteer to make the frenzy roll for him?
I'll do it. Why not?
Yay!
Hooray!
His current willpower is 9.
Okay.
So you'll need 9 dice.
Okay. Got it.
And because Stork fed him a bunch of bags of blood, his hunger is only 4.
Oh, okay, so replace 4 of those with 4. Ah! Dropping dice.
And you need 3 successes. But if, those magical, messy successes might happen.
1, 2... I have 3 successes, 1 on one of the hunger dice.
I think you need 2, is that correct? Oh, wait. Now, are any of the hunger dice show a 1 or a 0?
No.
Okay. That's right. All right. So he succeeds his frenzy roll. And let's see, 5. Give me 1 second. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So that he removes your wrist from his mouth and says, "Can you please step away? I need Kine. 2 or 3. Expendable, please."
What time of night is it?
I don't remember. It was probably like 3 or 4 a.m. because you guys did.
We were busy.
You
Yeah.
guys
we
did a lot of stuff.
So it's probably 3 or 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Close to dawn.
sure, at this point all the bars are closed, so I'm out of ideas. What about you?
Except
Oh, I want no part in feeding him humans. I mean, I can probably get him some more bagged blood, but
Asylum would be open to me. And I have feeding privileges there. It's possible that we could find 2 expendables.
Very well. Would you like to bring them here or take him there?
Probably be easier to bring them here.
I
True.
think so.
I assume you have ways of disposing of the empties.
Oh, of course.
Wouldn't want them cluttering up the place.
No.
I feel compelled to remind you all that we are being hunted. This is like a race war going on right now, and I think we need to be ultra careful about leading people here.
I
Well,
mean,
anybody who
Asylum
gets-
is a safe.
And anybody who comes here isn't going to be able to tell anybody after, so...
It's just they have friends, and people might see them go. We just need to be really, really careful. More than normal because of the times right now.
True. Which is why I suggested Asylum. It is a friendly club to those with membership.
If you can get him there without him tearing apart the neighborhood.
I'm not bringing him anywhere.
No, I think it's best if he stays here, safe, where we can protect him.
I can go with you. I'll do more good there than sitting around here.
True. And you do have such a pretty face.
I actually still have to deliver these notes to who they have to go to, so I'll probably busy myself with that.
Okay. So George Francis, he probably doesn't like the name Francis. He sort of like puts his hands on either side of the altar and goes, and pulls himself up and literally tears the ropes that you very meticulously tied him down with.
They were just what we had lying
Right.
around here. They were probably not
9 successes on his
Nice.
on
Yeah.
his strength.
Well, it's probably more rotting tapestry and
Right.
and phone
Yeah.
cord than anything else. It's not like we had.
I think Nana Sophia's like, I have a few congregation members that could give you a shibari lesson or two. That was not ideal.
Look, I worked with what I had here.
Sure, some Boy Scouts give you lessons.
May I borrow someone's cell phone?
Oh, yes, I just got a new burner phone. I use this.
Are you remembering?
Yes.
Enough to remember a cell phone number, I suppose.
And someone will need to summon Miroslav.
I am about to deliver a message to him. Would you like to pen one and I can deliver it as well?
Just tell him that George Palmer requests his presence here. I was sent by his grandsire.
Are you being a bitch?
David
George who? I'm sorry?
Palmer. Palmer. I was sent by his grandsire. Bring me a new suit. Yes. Do you have a connected computer here?
Oh, yes, of course. Which I think, no, I
That's
would
a-
have my own.
That's a tall boy of Coca-Cola.
Sure is.
She's not fucking around.
He does not.
99 cents at Target.
Yes.
His grandsire, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Who?
Well,
I wouldn't know. I don't know my Camarilla, but that sounds like somebody we should all know, though, right?
Miroslav?
Miroslav's grandsire.
They're
I mean-
Nosferatu. I mean, they are a clannish clan.
Can I make a politics Camarilla
You
roll?
absolutely may make a politics Camarilla roll.
Great.
Let me see if I gave her a name.
I'm guessing this would be intelligence.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Missing one with hunger dice. And I forget. Specialty gives you what kind of bonus?
2 dice?
one.
Is it 1?
Okay. That is 1 success. Ooh, with a 1 on my hunger dice. But I succeeded.
I don't think that really means anything else.
It's got to be. It has to be no successes
Right, and
with
I
a
have
1.
I have like
so.
I have 110 on regular dice.
And with your specialization, that's 2 successes, right? With a 10? No, I'm thinking...
Two tens give you a total of 4, 6, 4.
3?
Does it give you
You
1?
had it. Oh my goodness.
I think it
that
gives you
was such
2
a-
extra.
I thought... I'm not really sure.
Yes. 2 tens equals plus 2 successes.
Oh, okay.
2 10s.
So
But
just
it-
1 success.
It only works in pairs.
Gotcha. Every version of this kind of thing has it slightly different. And
I know.
Yes.
Well,
It's
there's-
like, does it explode? No.
Yeah, 2 tens gives you equals 4 successes, right? Is that what
Yes.
is that what you were saying?
Mm.
Correct.
That's a critical success,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I know he's in here somewhere. I just got to find him. I have too many tabs. I have too many tabs in my OneNote.
You gotta lay off the porn there,
We
Steve.
talked. No, it's in my OneNote. You don't
Oh,
keep
okay.
porn in my OneNote.
Well, not with that attitude.
You need more extensive notes.
That's one on OneNote.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, I know I made it.
My
Give me a
favorite moments in
second.
that
So you
Traveler
guys.
game.
So are you? Oh no, you just made the roll. You're the one of the people going. So I need to find this now.
Yeah. Ideally.
I'm looking.
Just scroll through all of Miroslav's backstory, right?
Hundreds of years.
in here.
It's not that important. You can look it up as we.
Right, I don't need to know like right now.
So how many successes did you get?
I got 1 success.
1. You know who Miroslav's sire is? Count Orlok?
Coach Ferratu.
Oh, I know him.
Coach Ferratu, right? Orlok, I got it.
But you have never heard the name of Orlok's sire.
All right.
Now you do know that Miroslav is very powerful.
Right.
And
Which
you
would mean
all-
his sire would have to be super powerful, which means his grandsire. Whew.
And you also, most notably, don't know the names of the inner circle of the Camarilla. That might be a coincidence. It might not, because their identities are deep secrets.
Right. Very interesting. Very much look forward to see what happens when you deliver that message. Be sure to bring us excruciating detail.
Oh yeah, if I return at all, who knows? I'm about to go up to Miroslav going, somebody's demanding your presence. I don't know how that's going to go.
We'll just go in there with the authority of the new sheriff.
Yeah.
So before you, what's your character's name again?
Anna Sophia.
Before you go, Anna, I have the shell casing that we picked up at the
Oh, I'm not
at the
going.
scene. Oh, okay.
We're going.
If you could do your thing on this, maybe we can get some more information specifically about who was firing the shell casing at the fire chief. I think we figured out why the fire chief was killed, right?
Well, we
Cover
kind
it.
of guessed at it. Maybe he was asking too many uncomfortable questions about the sources of the fires and insisting that they come clean. Maybe he was assassinated because of that.
That
That's
seemed to be
what
a
we
night
guessed.
for tying up loose ends.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
anyway, maybe the
hopefully.
shell casing can tell us more of both of those. I don't know.
It's
Here, I
certainly-
didn't touch it, so it's.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I'll take it. Oh, where's our map?
Oh,
I need to
oh,
check out
I'll go get it.
our relationships again before I decide whether I'm going to do something.
Sometimes you fill me with awe and fear, and I like that.
That's how I like it. Oh, thank you.
I ask George if he has some kind of token or something that could prove that it was him sending the message in case I'm asked or questioned about it. Or some password or something.
You could simply tell him that Justicard George Palmer wishes to see him.
No, if totally fine.
A mention of his grandsire could perhaps compel him to come here with most haste.
I will do everything I can.
I am intrigued. What is their relationship?
They're between Miroslav and his grandsire.
Yeah, I mean, are they on good terms? Are they on rocky terms? Just idle gossip. You'll have to excuse me.
What does he want
I
to
step
give
into
up?
the shadows.
Like that scene of Homer backing into the
Yeah.
the hedge.
The head going,
I mean, like,
I just saw this guy break through all that rope like it was.
I'll throw some on it. Like, I'll do a little hoodoo.
I still have the stake in my hand.
He's unfettered now.
I understand.
Once again, I'm fading back into the shadows.
No, I just want to see whether he. Oh, you know what? No, he would tell you because you guys saved his life. Their relationship, I would not categorize it as friendly. It is certainly a very respectful relationship. His grandsire, she is a influential member of the Camarilla.
I see. I mean, do you think she approves of the way Miroslav is currently ruling the Glittering Knights? Is that perhaps? I mean, you don't have to give me details. We're just talking amongst friends.
Oh, No, this has nothing to do with any sort of disciplinary action or anything of the sort. This has to do with information about the Second Inquisition.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All business then.
So you are aware of the Second Inquisition's presence
Oh, yes, indeed.
and their activities.
That is one of the reasons that I am here.
Has anything about your, the way we found you come back to you?
Yes. They were some fellow Ventru. I have one of the other reasons I am here is that I have specific information that I would like to pass on to Miroslav about the supposed intersection of Second Inquisition and Ventru ends.
That is what we suspected as well.
I mean, you don't have to tell me. But does the name Sally Smith ring any bells?
You have to remind the GM who Sally is.
Sally Smith was the name. Hold on, let me go back to my notes. She was one of Prince Daniel's children, who was seen kind of fleeing after Miroslav came into power.
One of whose children?
Prince Daniel's.
Prince Daniel. I know of the name. This information, I believe, would be above her pay grade.
Ooh. Oh.
But possibly not.
Good to know. Shall we go get him something to eat? Do you have a preference at all?
At this point, anything.
All right. Makes our job easy.
So they staked you out in the middle of Griffith Park, these Ventru?
Yeah.
Did
Yes.
they have you? Did they have you someplace else before then?
I had just arrived. I've been working on operations in a little country town called Sugarloaf.
In Colorado?
No, it's in the mountains. It's nearby. It's near a lake. Big Bear.
Oh, I know it, yes.
Yes, we were disrupting a Second Inquisition supply convoy.
So these Ventru jumped you, drained you of your blood, and then staked you out in the middle of Griffith Park, a long ways away from Sugarloaf.
Yes.
And they staked you out at the beginning of the night, so that you would scream all night so somebody could find you.
No, I would say...
Because I'm finding this a little hard to believe.
I believe you were one of the people who found me.
I did. I'm wondering if I'm supposed to have found you or not. Why would somebody who knows about vampires stake you out at the beginning of the night? For sure that you would be found.
Oh no, I was waylaid. I was still I was in San Bernardino.
San Bernardino?
I believe that was it. And that was very early tonight. And it took them several hours.
Because I had just was born in contention. I heard him when I woke up.
Oh no, you're right. I'm sorry, you're
when
right.
I
I'm
woke
thinking.
up, I heard him
Right.
screaming. So
Right.
they basically staked him out right at dusk. And then so he would scream all night
Yes,
long.
yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
And be found.
Right, you're correct. Yeah, he recon. They captured me the night before in San Bernardino, and played with me, shall we say?
Did they think you were dead? And is that why they staked you out? Because I'm surprised that all of Griffith Park didn't hear you.
I don't know. At some point, I lost consciousness and do not remember what happened. I do remember them draining me. And then I honestly don't remember being staked out, and I barely remember you recovering.
I heard you at sunset. They must have staked you out just as the sun was. I probably heard them staking you out. You were screaming.
They may have.
I came back an hour or two later. You were still screaming. You were weaker. But they staked you out at the beginning of the night.
What
That
better
is-
way to send a message?
Well, yes.
Well, I have information that they don't want released, and it, perhaps
I would have.
they felt.
If I were going to kill you, I would have staked you out right towards the end of the night and let the sun take care of you.
If I was in a situation where the stakes were as high as they are, I would simply cut off my opponent's head. I wouldn't bother with the sun.
All of these are very good questions. You can understand why I'm a little puzzled.
Well, perhaps they were attempting to send a message.
Or perhaps they were attempting to find someone that would find you.
That's what I'm...
If the area was observed and we did not see it.
I don't think they want the information I possess to be... They did take it, but I have backups. They don't want the information I possess out. So I would not expect that they were hoping or expecting that I was going to be rescued.
Then
Perhaps. I mean...
Then I will not waylay this any further. Your information is of utmost importance. I will go deliver it post-haste.
And I think we have a flair for the dramatic.
All right, so you guys are heading off to... I forgot the name of the
The
club.
asylum?
The asylum.
Yes.
Or asylum. Is it the asylum or asylum?
It's just asylum.
Just asylum.
Okay.
On your way out, Anna Sophia takes you aside, Colin, and tells you there's a way to get in here unseen. I would appreciate if you didn't share it with anyone, but under the dire circumstances we are in, we may want to bring these humans in by the discreet entrance.
Gladly. And I assume you show me the...
And she'll tell you, but under kind of strict orders to don't tell
Oh,
anyone.
yeah, I got you. Oh, what fun.
Okay. And you're heading to
Miroslav.
Miroslav or Scully? Miroslav
I'm going to go with
first?
Miroslav.
Okay,
Miroslav
right.
first.
Okay. All right.
And I'm hoping Scully understands my prioritization there.
Okay.
And you two are leaving?
We're going to asylum to get
So
him
it's just
food.
she and I that are along with him? Okay.
Okay.
Actually, okay.
Go ahead.
Once you guys are gone, I want to pull her aside and talk to her and say, I don't believe him.
Well, you don't have to. We just have to feed him and get Miroslav here.
Okay. The Venture clan of manipulators, it's exactly their play.
Well, he might also be unaware of their play. I am pretty adept at sniffing out lies, following the father of them for so long, so we shall see. I think we should keep an eye on all parties involved. But I would rather have him here than where we can't see what he's doing.
We just need to be careful. I think he's a plant.
If he is, he might not know even.
I know.
This is quite the chess game.
It's a very Venture thing.
Yeah, it's not my favorite chess. I think I'll have to ask for some guidance.
I used to like it. Now I just overturn the board and throw shit.
That does seem like your style.
Never used to be.
Oh, maybe you need a little practice. No time like the present.
It's the curse of my clan. It took a lot of patience to be a doctor, and
Well,
Patience to be a doctor.
it's a doctor joke.
I get it. Yeah.
I don't want a surgical coat. Never mind. See, I can't even tell jokes anymore.
Just let the hate flow through you.
I'm going to stalk off into a corner and sulk.
Okay. So you guys
But
head...
I'm keeping an eye on our Venture. I'm sorry. Carry
Okay.
on.
You guys head to Asylum. And I would like... both of you, either of you can make this, or you can choose not to. An awareness wits roll.
Okay.
Let's see.
I have.
And don't forget your hunger does.
I'm going to make the roll, even though this is going to be terrible for me. It'll be fun. It's going to be
Are
fun.
you hungry?
I'm at 1.
Oh.
I'm,
Oh.
I got 2 successes.
I have 1
No,
success.
3 successes.
We got 3 successes. And nope.
And nope, that's actually, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes and a 2 on my hunger dice.
Okay.
1 success and 2 on my hunger dice.
Sorry, Kennedy, excuse me. Okay. With 1 success, you probably don't notice this. Sure. However, with, 5? Okay. You notice that there are... There's kind of something about this place that... I mean, there are of course, there are Kine who flock to this sort of place because of their own particular kink or whatever, but foot traffic around here tends to be pretty sparse. There's just something about it that causes most Kine to just kind of stay away, right? You can lure them here, but they don't tend to come in droves. You notice that there are several people that seem to be like loitering. There's a coffee shop across the street from the place. There's seating outside. There's almost no one ever sitting outside at night. If there's any people in the coffee
Especially
house,
in January in Los Angeles.
right? Usually they're inside, but you do see people sitting outside on their cell phones doing their shit. And and it seems to be like a couple people walking around. There's one guy just standing on a corner, and it's cold, and it's night, and it's not a place where people usually want to hang out. Not that they know anything, but they kind of have that sort of feeling that. It's not like you're in a bad part of town, but it's just...
No, it's Hollywood. I mean,
Right.
like...
It's all bad.
But
Hear
normally
that,
people
tourists?
avoid this,
Yes.
and tonight they are not.
There seems to be like about 4 or 5 people, a couple sitting in front of the coffee house. There's a guy walking down the street, and there's another guy kind of on a corner. And then they all seem to be on their cell phones.
I'm just gonna touch Colin's arm. And we're gonna walk straight past,
Okay.
you know? Like, stroll past, like we weren't even interested in going inside.
Okay.
And make the block and see if we can go around back.
Okay.
And if I see any any people watching the back.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of get to the end of the street and turn, and empty. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. And you go around to the back entrance, and there's no one. I mean, there's a bouncer, but besides that, there's no one back there.
Okay.
So do you usually go around the back? But you were pretty well liked here.
I do when I don't want watchers knowing that I'm going in the front.
Oh, is that not your thing?
Asylum attracts a certain breed of kind, and it repels all others. Just the nature of the establishment, including the establishment across the street. And too many loiterers for my particular tastes.
Well, I mean, the
tonight.
fewer people who witness us taking these people, probably the better.
Agreed. So the more surreptitious we can be.
Well, you know, surreptitious is my middle name.
I might want to relook up the definition of that word.
I'm too pretty for a dictionary.
Has
Oh,
nothing to do with syrup.
What
just
is
so you know.
the normal dress code, by the way, for this place?
You'll fit right in.
Well, good.
When do you not?
Oh, I'd like to see out for the right reasons, not the wrong ones.
Well, it's a Malkavian-owned Kindred club. That's why I know for sure that they're still open, and there will be Kine there that we can take without a problem.
Good.
Because I have membership. Because
Sounds-
I have feeding rates there.
Well, then after you. I will follow your lead.
Okay. So you walk up, and the bouncer removes the velvet rope as you approach and nods to you silently as you...
Okay, so we enter.
Okay. And the place is packed. And it's funny because you can't hear the sound of the music outside of the place. It is soundproof.
That's a nice touch.
Very darkly lit, of course. A lot of people dancing. And I think if I ever recall correctly, there was I came up with some stuff on this. I think there's like a balcony, like a balcony section, where that's sort of like the Kindred only area. But I mean, unless you're gonna feed.
Right. But like that's where you go and pick out what lobster you want.
Right. Yeah. The bottom floor is the aquarium.
Right.
And you can go through there if you
I
want.
want that one. It looks like a fighter.
That one's so lively.
All right, so you know the rules here. Do we just...
We should go up and just make sure we're not impinging on anyone else's fun. And then we just take a couple and go.
Easy enough.
So we'll go up to the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
And is Jeanette or... And I forget the other one's name.
Well, one of them does each correctly, right?
Yes, kind of.
Yeah. Not in attendance. Not in
Okay.
attendance currently. I don't remember which one was which. But yeah,
It's
not.
so funny, like, to just go off on a little tangent here. I was watching the playthrough of the Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodlines.
Mm-hmm.
And they feature quite well in that game.
Oh, do they really? Cool.
I was like, I know them. But, yeah, okay, great. So if they're not here, I don't need to pay my respects to them. But just, like, mingle a little bit. Just enough to make sure, like, if... To both, like, look down on the crowd and see if there are two we can pick off. Just, like, a pair of people out together, if that makes it easy.
Okay.
Sure.
And then to make sure no one else has their eye on that couple.
Okay. All right.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't you go up, I'll go down. You just tell me who to hook.
Sorry.
It's baseball signals. Or, you know, cell phones.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, yeah, that's fine too.
Or the laser pointer.
That one.
But, you know, God are like cats. You might have dot on one of them, they'll all be chasing it around.
So I'll just be a big red dot.
Okay. So you go upstairs and you go downstairs. Okay.
I'll start mingling downstairs. I will fit in with the look of the club. I'll probably remove the shirt, put my hair in a very emo fashion,
Okay.
just start dancing.
Okay.
I know what this is about.
You get up there, and you see Anna Tremont, who is the Bruja.
The sheriff's hound.
Yes, one of the sheriff's hounds.
Oh, we'll approach her.
Okay.
Especially as we've gotten such interesting warnings. Anna, it's good to see you again.
Oh, very nice to see you as well. How was your night?
Eventful. Yours?
Uneventful.
Oh, that must be nice for you after the...
Yes. We got a problem. I don't know. Have you heard? Have you watched any Kine news in the last day?
It's all the same. Talking heads. Tongues that should be ripped out. Why? What's happened, dear?
Well, in the Pasadena Kindred, someone apparently was keeping a journal and had it in a fire safe.
The fool.
Yeah. They found the safe. They haven't said what's in it yet. I mean, they'll have it open within hours, but I have to figure out how to deal with this.
Well, I know that one of ours has some police contacts. Would you like me to
Oh, that would be helpful. That would be helpful.
see if we could at least delay the opening of the safe a little?
That would yes. If they have influence in Pasadena, the problem is all of our kindred in Pasadena are gone.
Yes, that does make quite a bit of a problem. But the last thing we need is incriminating musings or poetry or whatever the hell they were putting in there.
I don't know what's in it. It just I was informed that when the news came out that they'd found this fire safe and the contents were that it was going to be open and the contents examined. Of course, they know they're looking for some reason why terrorists would attack this place, so they're combing over everything. But from what I understand, it is still in local police hands. It hasn't been transferred to the FBI or state officials or anyone more troublesome.
Well, I will contact my associate and see if there's anything that they can do to at least delay the matter a day or two.
That would be helpful. That would be
Even just a lawyer waiving property rights or something.
Ah, yes, indeed. Yeah, we're trying to track down who owns the house, and it's been difficult. Apparently, it's been owned by banks for several decades.
Haven't they ever heard of shell corporations? Pasadena, I mean, if you're just going to be so sloppy.
Well, if you're keeping a journal,
Obviously. Also, as a player, I feel really fucking called out right now, thanks.
that was not intentional, but that is ironically funny.
Well, at least you're able to relax a little bit. I wasn't aware that you shared a membership here.
Oh, I have a friend who does. I'm here as a guest.
Oh, it's very nice to have good friends, isn't it?
Indeed. And then her phone buzzes, and she's like, "I'm gonna go."
Well, I'll see what I can do and have a much better rest of your night.
You as well. Enjoy your time. And then she walks out.
Okay. Well, that was very interesting. I'm going to
and
text...
before she leaves,
Oh?
she's like, "I believe it's ecstasy night."
Oh, well. Thanks for the heads up.
Makes my job easier. All right.
Things I have no problem with today. Seeing as I'm fine. I'm just gonna mingle a little bit, take a the bird's eye. See
Okay.
if there's any couple that looks like they might be a little bit more isolated, only out together.
Yeah. You see, there's there seem to be several couples here. One of them is sitting over by themselves in a table, kind of over in the corner. Seem to be more like sightseers than.
Mm-hmm.
Tourists. The best. Should really be more careful where they go in Hollywood. And I'm just gonna say,
Yeah.
17 baseball signals later.
Mm-hmm.
Or
It's like that scene out of A League of Their Own.
yes, exactly what I always picture. Because I haven't followed baseball since the strike in the 90s.
Who's our manager here?
Yeah. So I'll cozy on up to them.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's turn on some awe. Let's get some awe going.
All right.
Let's see. It's a free cost. It'll be manipulation plus presence. Add my presence rating to any skill roll involving persuasion or performance, as well as other charisma-related rolls. at storyteller's discretion. Okay. That's really all that... On a win, the target can resist the effects for when seen... yeah, so...
Okay.
Basically, adding
What are they rolling versus?
it's going to be versus composure and intelligence.
Okay. All right. Do you make a roll as well? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's my. I just saw it and I didn't actually comprehend it. Manipulation plus presence.
Okay.
So manipulation, presence. Why have I gone blind? Oh, my presence rating. I'm dumb. Okay.
While you're rolling, do you mind if I just shoot a text off to Felix and say, like, hey, Pasadena Journal,
Okay.
can you stick a lawyer on it?
Sure. That's the only reply. Sure.
Oh yeah.
Snippety snaps.
yeah.
That's a
Look at
critical
that.
success with only, what is that, a 4?
2, I
Two.
believe.
Oh, it was a 2 on my Hungry Dice. So that's 4.
Beautiful.
4. Okay. All right. The most successes either of them got was 2. So.
Oh, good.
Wow, he's so awesome.
Look at me, so hot. Maybe he's in the movies.
Right? I think he's an actor. I think I saw him in something.
Like, isn't that the guy from CSI?
Scientology
know?
people were totally right.
Right.
If we actually got out here, we'd meet some people, and we could network.
So, did you come here often? I don't have to try hard.
Clearly.
Oh no, we're from out of town. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, where from? That accent is so intoxicating.
Gosh, don't get it.
We're from Minnesota.
Like a fine malort.
I don't
Nailed
know what
it.
that is.
Oh,
Oh, you need to have
no.
a lord.
no, don't do it.
It's a wormwood flavored liquor.
Liqueur.
It's liquid hate.
Yeah.
Liqueur implies that it tastes good.
Yeah. Imagine the worst flavor you can imagine.
I've had moonshine.
Oh,
no.
Moonshine is delightful. This is like a liquid trash fire for your mouth.
Yeah, it's like moonshine through a
Have you ever
through a
tasted
used gym
wormwood?
sock.
No.
Isn't wormwood one of the ingredients in
Absinthe.
which is
Yeah.
why you have to pour it over a sugar cube because it's so incredibly bitter and astringent. It literally tastes like you've gargled with, or not gargled, but rinsed your mouth with like acetone.
With hate.
It is absolutely awful.
That explains a lot about the Midwest.
And it sticks to your taste buds, and you taste it hours later. It is awful.
Once it aerates, it gets a lot worse. Like, there was definitely a few dead raccoons in that trash fire.
Note to self. Stick with moonshine.
I think CA Dave still has a partial bottle of it. He will probably bring to the next con if you're curious. And try.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not.
I
Come on,
will.
it's just a box to check,
I
right?
mean, like,
no better
like I've
now.
had absinthe.
That's,
Oh, no. I would drink
Absinthe
absinthe.
is delicious.
Yeah.
But, like, that's as far as I'm willing to go on this.
It's nasty.
You say that till he pulls it out, and then the peer pressure happens. And then you're me at the campfire, regretting every decision I made that
I'm just
hour.
saying, like, bitter is my no-go. So, like, that's all you had to
It's
say.
not even bitter. It's just...
I can't do bitter.
It's uber bitter.
Yeah, it's the worst
And it
flavor
sticks.
that has ever flavored. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so I will, hey, my friend and I are gonna head back and, go to a bit of an after party. You guys seem cool. Are you interested in coming?
Oh, an after party? You mean like for a TV show?
Yeah.
Oh, honey, yes! Yes.
Okay, great. So why don't you just come along? Just go ahead and wait by the exit in the back. My friend will be there to meet you. I'll take care of your bar tab. Don't worry about it.
Oh, we thank you very much.
Oh no, thank you.
Oh, we'll need to Uber back to get up back to the tour bus.
You know what? Don't worry. We'll take care of that for you. I know Uber. I am good friends with Mr. Uber.
Oh!
How old are these people?
Oh, they're like in their early 30s.
From the Midwest.
They made their decisions.
Now I just want to know their story. I'm curious to know what got them here.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Now you're going to feel bad about tearing them up. But
Nope, not even a little
No,
bit.
no,
Oh, no.
not even a little.
So all good and send the baseball signals back.
Get the Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Like,
Kine.
got him, reel him in.
You did it. You did.
Yep. Absolutely, on my way to the bar to pay their tab.
Okay.
Cash, of course, leave no trace.
I'm surprised you even went back to try to pay it.
I mean,
I mean,
just came in-
they have their credit card.
yeah, but we don't want that. If that would lead people to know that they were here.
Oh, that's true.
And plus, like, I just came in with some cash.
Yes, we did.
Plus, what did they buy? Like 2 pink swirls? A white wine spritzer? Like,
Their bar tab is $45. It was 2 drinks, $45.
that sounds
Right.
about right.
Okay,
But you
but
pay for
yeah,
the atmosphere.
great. I'll go down to the back.
Okay.
I'm gonna check outside, make sure it's still clear.
It is. It is still clear.
Great. And oh, you must be the lovely couple who Colin wanted to come with us to the party.
Oh, yes. Yes. Very pleased to meet you.
So lovely to meet you too, and you will be quite hush-hush about this, correct? I mean, we're not supposed to bring in outsiders.
Oh, of
It's
course.
just supposed to be for the cast.
Oh, what show? Oh, maybe you can't say.
I mean, I would love to tell you, but trust me, when you get there, you'll know.
I'll come at this point. Oh, trust me, it's absolutely marvelous.
You gonna bring the car?
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Little did they know we're not in Atlanta. Are you gonna bring the car?
Yeah, I'll bring the car. I'll go
Okay.
get the car.
All right. So you guys are headed.
Don't go back around the front.
No, I'll listen to you. I'll go around the back.
Alrighty. So you guys are headed back.
Yep.
You go to Miroslav's throne room.
I roll yes.
Okay. Veliko Vejice. That's his place.
Oh, okay. Velikovic.
Has a name.
He has.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Good.
So they were super sober.
Yes.
Aww.
Well,
Except for the pink squirrels or.
Right. The way
I mean, I'm just saying nobody spiked their drinks or anything.
It doesn't seem like it.
Also, just so you're aware, Pooja, from Kadave, by the gods, no, I haven't finished that second bottle. I bought 2 for that con episode years ago, and it's taken this long to get through about 1 1/3 bottles. So,
That was years ago, too.
I know.
I remember that.
it keeps. Or if it doesn't keep, how can you tell?
yeah.
Right.
You'd never tell if it went off.
And if I recall, it doesn't have a terrible smell, though.
No, it's just once it touches your tongue,
Right.
you want to die.
Yeah.
It smells sort of bad, and you're like, that doesn't smell that bad, and then you drink it, and you're like, someone kill me.
My friend Steve brought in some liquor from his trip to, I believe it was the Philippines or Malaysia or something like that. That's made out of termites.
Oh!
And that was the worst thing I've ever drank in my entire
Yeah.
life. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I mean, you
No.
gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. But I don't even understand how that would ferment. You know what? Pretend I never said anything. You're going to Miroslav's throne room.
I am.
Okay. All right.
Bring a complimentary bottle of Malort.
Nosferatu might appreciate Malort.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I guess I knock on the door.
Well, no, there's
Balmy.
there are armed guards outside, and these
I-
look like ex-military.
I walk up with my hands visible.
Okay, and they've got like assault weapons.
Like I said,
and-
I walk up with my hands visible, and I identify myself, and I say I have messages for Miroslav, one from his grandsire.
they open the door, and Paul Morphy comes out.
And
How may I help you, Felix?
Yes, I have some messages. I have one that is directly addressed to Miroslav from one of the sheriff's contacts. Information for him, and I also have a message from a George Palmer.
Ah, come right in. And Miroslav is sitting on his throne in a virtually empty room, except for Paul Morphy.
I walk up and I kneel.
Oh, please. Oh, please. I can't remember his voice.
I want to make sure that I do not skip any formalities. But I have one. I hand him the Miroslav thing.
Which
blah,
was it, the
blah.
Miroslav
Was
one?
that the one? Yeah, I believe so.
The word address. Ah.
You're reading
I'm
your own
reading.
note?
I don't remember it. It's a physical written thing. I don't have a digital version of it.
Ah, the sound of reading.
I know. I was like, what's taking so long? I look over. I'm like, oh, he's reading his own note that he wrote.
I mean, that's me every week. I'm like, oh, what did I write?
I know, right?
No idea.
Why do we use these magical rooms that store information forever? That's
Oh, you can go ahead and hold on to that because you need to read it. And he kind of tucks it away in his coat pocket. And he says, "Your other message."
my other message is a verbal one, Lord. And I basically say that I go, yesterday evening, one of my coterie heard a disturbing sound coming from the Griffith Park area. We went to investigate, and apparently it was a kindred that was staked down to the ground, awaiting exposure to sunlight. He was drained and blood mad. We staked him and took him to our location and fed him some blood. He then told us, once he came to, that he is a man by the name of George Palmer, apparently a Justikar.
Yes.
And that he wished me to relay to you that he needs to speak to you and would like to see you where we have him.
Very well. Do you have a car?
Of course.
We should leave at once.
All right, take off. I'm like, apparently this is fucking important.
And then he gives significant glances to his guards, and they kind of follow you.
Okay. So we get to my car. It's very nice. So I open the door for him.
Do you open the passenger door or the back door?
The back door.
Okay.
I ain't stupid. I offer him a bottled water. Ask him what kind of music he likes to listen to.
He's on his phone writing his review.
Do you have a phone charger for him?
Of course.
Oh.
Bottle of water. 0 stars.
Okay.
Yeah, and I drive him silently to the church.
Okay. There's a bunch of these guys, and you've never seen him have this kind of security before.
Well, it's time of war. I get it.
And there's a car full of them ahead of you, and there's a car full of them behind you.
I feel more secure.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right. So yeah, drive him up, and I get out of the car, open the door, and I lead him inside.
Okay. Let me just, before we get to that, you guys, at some point, a gentleman in a reasonably nice suit arrives and...
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for Mr. Palmer.
Oh, come in right this way.
Carrying a suit, one of those suit bags. Comes in, nods to him, gives him the suit.
Okay. I'll show him to the, what used to be the priest's quarters, where he can, change and stuff.
The rectory?
The rectory, that's the word I was looking for.
Okay.
Yes.
And then David, he introduces himself as David and says, I'm Mr. Palmer's assistant. I was to understand that you have a connected computer that I could make use of.
Oh, yes, of course. And I'll show him to, let's see. Well, Lakshmi's computer is there. I probably also have one, but yours is probably password protected and right. Okay, I'll let him use mine then.
Okay, all right. He pulls out a thumb drive and says, I assure you this is safe.
Oh, very well. If it isn't, you'll just get me a new computer.
And then he, like, reboots it.
Or we'll all be dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Or we'll all be dead. Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
That's fine.
So,
Just out of curiosity, what's this guy look like? Is he a human?
yes.
Okay. Oh, good. I would like to use insight with the specialty in vices on him to just see if he seems to have any sort of
Okay.
obvious weaknesses I can exploit if
Okay.
necessary.
Smirt.
So, I roll insight plus what?
Interwits. I can't remember.
Wits?
I'm going to look this up once and for all and know the
Okay.
difference between int
It's
and
the
wits.
same either way.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm going to do that. And then how does the specialty work?
It gives you an extra die.
Okay.
If it's applicable.
Excellent. And I'm pretty hungry.
Excellent.
I should eat something.
Not eat the Justicar ghoul.
Oh,
It'd
yeah.
be so good.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean,
he looks delicious. What are you going to do?
you gotta do what you gotta
Westerner.
do. Those are for the Justicar. Also, they're sober. What's the point?
We're drunk for them.
Uh-oh. Well, I got 3 successes, but I did get a 10 on the hunger die.
Oh, Stu
You're
is
right.
so excited.
Yeah, the look of glee on Stu's face is... It's like a kid in Christmas.
Okay, so wits is what you would use for perception sorts of things
Okay.
as well. Okay.
But the 10 only affects if it's a critical success, right?
Oh, is it regular success or critical success?
I think it was regular. What makes it a critical success?
If you
Yeah.
have
2 10s.
more 10s.
Oh, no, I only have 1 10.
Okay. All right. So it don't matter.
Okay. Cool.
He's a ghoul, so you know he's hopelessly addicted to
That seems obvious.
to,
Yeah.
to Palmer. He seems to very much take care of his personal appearance. He has manicure, and he's very closely shaved, like old school, kind of like he's like a 1950s TV dad.
Oh,
That
okay.
kind of close shave, and he seems to know his way around computers way too well for someone who is probably older than they appear.
I see. Okay.
So, so probably as far as vices go, he probably spends a lot of time in front of a computer monitor to have been able to do this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he also he seems to be pretty obsessed with his appearance.
Okay. I like that.
Okay.
I'm going to compliment his suit.
Oh, okay. Oh, why? Thank you. It's a impressive brand of suit.
I thought it
Versace.
might. Yeah.
Versace.
Versace.
I can't even spell Versace.
I mean, he also got the brown rice and vegetables for lunch.
Yes.
Impeccably tailored.
Why, thank
You're
you.
clearly a man of taste.
Well, thank you.
If you need anything, do let me know.
Very well. I will need the Wi-Fi password.
Oh, yes. It is Morningstar69.
Technically, the
Go,
computer is
Sam.
already
You just
hooked
came
up
up with that right
via.
now. Very good.
I mean, the computer is already hooked up via Ethernet.
Oh no, he's going to reboot it with a different operating system.
Still has an Ethernet connection.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
it's
plugged
wired.
in?
No, she probably has Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Because, like, what if you want to take the computer into the other room, into the catacombs, instead of in here?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Naturally.
my bad.
There's
Okay.
no hookup in there. The skulls are covering all the walls.
From the discerning vampire with catacombs.
So I'm going to say you guys arrive first. And when you arrive, Justicar Palmer is dressed in a very nice suit. And now that you're seeing him in his sort of own thing, Ventru through and through. Before he just kind of looked like a business drone.
Right.
But now it's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're one of those.
You guys don't seem in any of that.
So, I will, why don't you go let them know that we're here, and I will bring them around the back. It's, again, we're not supposed to let, like, regular people in, but we really liked you guys. We want to, like, kind of get you into the party without alerting too much attention right away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, just ease you in.
Well, you're gonna have to bring him in through the catacombs. I don't know if that's easing them in.
It's fine. This fourth season went in a really weird direction.
Yeah, it's finely decorated, like you know all those like illuminated skeletons of saints, where they have like gold and they're bedazzled with jewels and stuff.
Yeah, I can sell that.
That's what it looks like. I took crafting with a specialty in sculpture.
Sculpture, SKULL.
Yes, I was just going to say, with emphasis in skull.
Cool. Good thing I'm good at lying. Okay.
It's a movie set.
Yeah, it's fine.
Those aren't real skeletons.
No.
Okay. So you lead him through the...
Yeah.
And they're... Can we take pictures?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just no posting
Yeah.
until.
'Cause they're just for you guys, right? You can't post it on social media at least until the new season premieres.
Oh, okay. Of course.
Yeah.
Not until the new season. Don't want spoilers.
Exactly.
Okay.
You just pull out an NDA from your suit pocket, just like you have one.
All right. And
For
you-
Adventure, absolutely.
That would be amazing. Also, if you could just put your bank account number here.
You give me social security number.
Okay, and you lead him through and into the back, and then open and you see the Justicar is sort of standing with his hand picturesquely laying on the altar, turned away from you, and
Aw, disappoint.
I'm going to need
I'm
to...
just gonna say, like, don't make me like choosing beggars this right
no.
now.
Right.
You wanted fast food. It's 4 a.m.
You can have fast, good, and or cheap. You can have two of those.
Not
Never
all
the
three.
I'm going to need to leave.
okay,
So I'll pass by them and give them a look of utter sadness and pity
okay.
and go outside. I want to get the license plate of the ghoul's car anyway. Make a model of the ghoul's car and his license
Oh, okay,
plate number.
all right.
And write down some information on that. Is the door unlocked?
No. It's a very nice car.
I understand. I'll just write down what information I can. I'll
Okay.
put the make, model, license plate number. I can't read the VIN number, but
You probably can.
You can.
Right through the
it's like,
windshield.
Right
yeah,
on the windshield.
it's right
Yeah.
there.
yeah, I'll read the VIN number.
Okay.
Write that down.
Okay. All right.
And wait for the screaming to die.
Right.
No, I can't.
I mean, the stone walls are pretty thick.
I go, and avoids the murder witnessing.
I can't find his character sheet, and I know I made one for him. I have too many tabs.
We just had
Just
a discussion
shut down all the board.
We just had
It's not. It's in OneNote. It's not in a browsing window.
So you say.
So he like the very first thing he does, he dominates both of them,
Yeah.
and then he just drains one after the other, and they both turn pale and fall to the ground lifelessly. And now suddenly its color seems to be coming back a
Turn
little.
pale? How did you tell?
Huh?
Oh,
Yeah, they are.
I love you, Wisconsin.
Just don't get a lot of sun out there. It's all good.
The sun will come out.
Don't
Eventually.
do it. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Don't you do it.
Stork
I
sitting
don't
on
have
the
to, you did it
precipice
for
of
me.
I did it. It was in my head.
Okay.
That's it.
And now he seems far more relaxed.
Should we... I don't know.
I got a place for these.
Okay, great.
Well, I mean, if you're going to decorate your catacomb with skeletons, you got to have some dermested beetles and or a vat of lye to take the bits off so you can properly gild them.
Absolutely.
Also, you can dye indigo. You've got lye.
And, I mean, just the phones.
Well, clearly. Yes, I'll obviously pick them clean if whatever their
Okay.
personal accoutrement were. I assume cell phones, wallets.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got like about $1,800 in cash on them.
You mean they had about $2 in cash on them? Just add that to my running total. Thank you.
One other thing while I'm out there,
Are
for, I'm
running
going to
trouble.
say 20 minutes, half an hour or something. Basically, were they followed, or do I see any other suspicious characters parking nearby and wandering by?
Go ahead and make that wits. What was that? Wits awareness.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I should have gotten ready for this.
Now we're storking it up.
Yep. So let's see. I have 1 blood and wits and awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's
You
1,
want to light the candle?
2, and awareness is
Candle may not work for him.
3.
Yeah, I don't know. It helped me in Shadowrun.
Oh, did?
'Cause I roll terrible in that game.
Oh!
I don't know what that means.
It's bad.
Yeah, I think it's just a normal failure.
What is...
What's
So
the,
that's a fail, and then a blood dice is 1 success.
So you got 1 success.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's not as bad as I thought it was. My bad.
Oh, if it would have been a double, no, if it would have been a double, it would have been anything other. It'd have to be a 1. Okay. The
That's the weird thing is, like, on the vampire dice, there isn't a 1. It's 1 to 5.
Yeah.
It's blank.
Oh, yeah.
it doesn't have a.
The
It's
blank
just a
means
fail.
1 to 5 is a failure.
Oh, yeah, that's
Well,
problematic.
no, I think
Or does the blood die have a specific...
I think that's what the skull is.
Oh, that
That
probably
makes sense.
Yes, that
So
makes
if the
sense.
2 skulls come up,
Or a skull comes up on a failure, right?
yeah.
Okay. You do not see. There doesn't seem to be anyone staked out anywhere. You don't see. There doesn't seem. You don't see anything that looks suspicious.
I'm going to blink up and down the street a bit just to
Oh, okay. All right.
check it out.
Except for that drone.
You kind of go farther up the street, and you do find someone parked in a car,
Okay.
and their faces illuminated with the blue-green glow of the cell phone.
Mhm.
Glow face.
Okay, I'm going to write down their license
Okay.
number and
How far away are they?
Oh, they're probably like a block and a half up. And
is there some place that I can...
the way the car is positioned, you don't think that they were that whoever that is that was following the ghoul,
I do not think it was following the
because
ghoul.
like the
Right,
ghouls,
right.
the ghouls
They were following them.
parked that way,
Yeah.
and then this car is parked up here.
They were following them
Maybe
because they showed up more recently than the ghoul.
it could that's
The
possible. That's a
ghoul's been here for a
possibility.
good 45 minutes. They've only just now arrived.
It's possible. That is a possibility.
What's nearby? Just
As far as,
the
like-
landmarks, the buildings, trees, park, whatever. I just want to hide, and if there's a rooftop I could soaring leap up to watch.
Yeah,
them from.
absolutely.
I will soaring leap up onto the rooftop and watch him from there.
Okay. Do you need to make a roll for that?
I don't.
Does
No.
it have a blood cost?
I don't think it has a blood
These are
cost,
important
but
questions.
these are important questions.
Inquisitive minds want to know.
Carry on, and I'll let you know
Okay.
if I have to roll a dice for it. Here.
Okay.
So this is long.
All right, so you show up and you probably hear the caravan.
Actually, I'm going to. Before I started the car, before we left, I'm going to text ahead to everybody to let them know that this is happening, so they don't freak out.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I'll put my shirt back on.
Change into my fancy vestments.
Okay. All right. When you pull up, the first car keeps going, and the one behind you goes around you and keeps going.
Okay. I drive up and get out, open the door, wait for him to get out, close it, and then I'll just wordlessly walk into the building.
Okay.
Cost is free.
Okay, all right.
Possessing unholy strength in more than arms and fists, the user can leap far higher and further than any mortal.
No problem. Okay, so you can jump up on top of a balcony or something.
Yes, it says the user can jump a number of meters equal to 3 times their potence level vertically and 5 times their potence level horizontally. The user needs no run-up to make these leaps.
Okay,
Duration is passive.
all right.
So I can jump, my potence level is at 2, so 3 times 2,
6 meters?
6 meters.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
That's
It's
Okay.
like 30.
30 feet?
Wait,
No.
what?
No, it's a meter's approximately a
About 20
yard.
feet.
3 feet, right?
Yeah.
About 20 feet.
So that's a 2-story building.
In a single bound.
Yeah.
Parkour, badass. Okay.
And he said, thank you, Felix, when you opened the door for him.
Yeah. And I open the door. I look inside first before I let him in, make sure everything's clear, and then
Yep.
once new, I just let him in and then walk in behind him.
Okay. And he walks in and he sort of looks around and then he sees Palmer and sort of nods his head to him slightly, and you notice that Palmer nods his head slightly less. And he says, I've been sent by you-know-who. And, of course, I'm trying to fast forward through this because I don't like having 2 NPCs talk to each other because then I'm just talking to myself for the entire time. So he basically tells him I have information for you, and then Miroslav starts to kind of say, "Get the fuck out."
No, before he even gets there, I'm already getting the fuck out of the way.
But the Justicar is like, "This is information you will need to disseminate." So I suggest they stay. Besides, they have saved my life. I owe them at least this one small boon.
Oh, then I just go back in and go, all right. I figure the less I talk here, the better. I'm cool. I'm not these guys.
I will appropriately drape myself across the pew.
Okay.
Dramatically and creepily stand next to the altar.
And I perch on the end of a pew, looking very relaxed.
And while they're looking all relaxed, I'm going to send them a text saying, we might have a problem.
I'd be all they want who's relaxed. But
My phone's on silent.
I'll take a picture of the car on my elevation. Send it to them.
I text him back, hold on, some shit's going down.
Yeah.
I'll glance at my phone, roll my eyes, put it back in my pocket.
Do I recognize that car or person that he has taken a picture of from any of the people I saw outside of Asylum?
Ooh.
Oh, good call.
Mm-hmm.
No, you do not recognize. Well, there were no cars, so you're trying to take a picture of the person.
Yeah,
that
it
was
would be
in
really
there.
hard to get a picture of the person without going up and knocking on the window and taking a
Yeah,
picture.
but like
it's
they're
from
illuminated
They are
by
illuminated.
the phone.
No, you don't recognize them as one of those people.
Okay.
So,
God, I wish I had my Gangrel back with his super hearing, so I could
Right.
overhear what he was talking about.
So Palmer just starts talking. He says that we found out quite a bit about the inner workings of the Second Inquisition. There are basically 3 arms to any operation. There are the operators, the shooters, the assassins who come in and kill. And then there are 2 sort of intelligence organizations. One deals strictly with data surveillance. The other we're calling a ground intelligence organization. This ground intelligence organization and the actual assassins do not interact with each other at all. In fact, they do not know each other's identities. They seem to communicate through the data surveillance portion of the operation. The most problematic thing here in a city this large is probably the ground intelligence people. These people are trained to look as ordinary and nondescript as possible, and all they do is try to identify Kindred. They do not approach them. They do not try to interact with them. They simply try to identify you and send a photograph to the data surveillance portion of the organization. We have been told that they have extremely sophisticated facial recognition software. And they have access to cameras that most of us would not consider anyone having the possibility of having access to. So it is entirely possible, once they have identified you and have a picture of your face, they can literally follow you around from cameras and know where you are, possibly at all times.
Oh, like person of interest.
You made a phone call?
I just look at him.
Charisma of 1, guys. Sorry.
Are you kidding me?
And they just shut up right now. Like,
Once they know where our havens are, and they know where enough of them are, then they will send in this team of assassins to take them out. We were, in the last night or two, we were able to disrupt their supply lines. They had a supply depot that was in a cabin in a little town called Sugarloaf near Big Bear Lake. This, by the way, is lupine country. And from what we have been able to discern, we do not know if they are aware of we do not know if the Second Inquisition is aware of their existence. They may simply be using these places because they have observed that we tend to avoid them. We found an enormous stockpile of weapons.
Sorry, it's sugar what?
Sugar loaf.
Thanks.
We believe that they are, of course, going to reestablish these supply lines. Probably fairly quickly, because usually once the Second Inquisition begins operations within a city, these operations happen in rapid succession, usually only a few days or perhaps a week apart. So my estimation is you probably have no more than 3 or 4 days before they will strike again. These operators, the ground intelligence people tend to just live ordinary lives. So they're very difficult to detect. These operators, however, will have multiple safe houses. And we know from unfortunate experience that at least some of these safe houses are wired with explosives. The hardest nut to crack is going to be the data surveillance, because the one data surveillance facility we were able to crack was a literal fortress. Well, a figurative fortress. It had a kill room near the entrance door. Of course, the doors were heavily reinforced, and the construction seemed to be concrete and steel. Very difficult to find and almost impossible to breach. On more than one occasion, this Second Inquisition has used AC-130 gunships.
That's impressive. Sorry.
I was in Vienna when the Chantry fell. I was staying in a hotel and about to go to sleep. They almost always strike just before dawn. None of us saw it coming. It was almost like the clouds opened up and the sky just rained fire down on these few homes. Now, as far as security measures, that's entirely up to you what you would decide to do, but this is the information we have so far. And I'm afraid that the other conversation I need to have with Miroslav does need to be in private.
Well, it would appear that we have other interests that require our attention at the moment. I would not recommend leaving in the next few minutes.
Why is this?
We take security very seriously here. And there may or may not be an issue, and I would prefer that if there was one, that you were not caught up in it. Might be nothing.
Most likely is nothing.
Considering the source.
Miroslav is stone-faced right now. He's like...
Excuse us.
We'll take our leave.
Mm-hmm.
And the two of them are just sitting there in silence.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to leave and go investigate this person in a car.
Okay,
instead.
all right.
Shove off the buffalo.
So, what's this guy been doing since for the 20 minutes he's been talking?
He's been on a phone. You do make a perception. What was it? Awareness.
Awareness plus wits.
Awareness wits.
One success.
Okay. They're doing something on their phone. You can't make that out, but you do see them occasionally looking up, looking in the rearview mirror, kind of checking the side mirrors, looking around a little bit, but surreptitiously. They're trying to not look like they're looking at stuff.
But they're not like having an argument with their wife or whatever.
It's one man in a car.
Okay. But yeah.
But they are definitely. He's definitely like looking around and trying to not look like he's looking around.
Yeah, that's not good.
Could just be somebody waiting for somebody to meet up with them.
Could be.
I mean...
But I'd hate to take that risk, especially with the prince here.
Well, yes.
Okay, so you guys are talking about it, so I guess I'll text that to you.
Your mic is muted.
You guys are talking about it, so I guess I'll text that to you. Like, he's been here for 20 minutes and he's not arguing with his wife and he's looking around.
Well, there's 4 of us and 1 of him.
So far.
Well, perhaps we can get him before he calls reinforcements.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let's see. Do you want to charm him, or I'm literally dressed like a nun, or I'll just go and ask him what he's doing in this neighborhood out so late?
I'll go and charm him.
Okay.
Why not? At least if he hasn't pinpointed their location as the church, the nun might give that away, if he were to get away by any chance.
Oh, he's not going to get away.
I agree. However, better safe than sorry.
Sure.
I am going to try stealthily move ahead of where the car is. So
Okay.
in its driving path, if it was trying to get away, then I'm going to obfuscate myself right there.
Okay. You don't need to roll for
Nah.
that. Yeah. That's the one where as
So
long
I
as
just
you
stand still. As long as I stand still, I'm cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn me for taking swords and not knives.
Swords are so much more dramatic.
I know, and that's why I had to take it.
Yeah.
Just think of it as a small sword.
Small
You're fine.
sword, it's fine. I will go to the trunk of my car where I keep, a small cache of things I might need.
Okay.
And there will be like a little stiletto kind of knife situation there. And I'll just put one and kind of sleeve it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna very calmly approach the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go ahead and give a little rap tap tap on the window and hit that charm real good, or the awe real good.
Okay.
So let's do that. What was that roll again? It was
Manipulation plus
by 3. Yeah, 3 manipulation plus 3, and one of those is a hunger dice. That is 2 successes and nothing on the hunger dice.
And he's got to roll composure
and intelligence.
Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me. Do you live around here? Do you know exactly where we are? My car broke down, and I'm just not sure where I am to give the tow truck directions.
I think we're in Glendale, but I think they call this area Silver Lake.
Okay, that's good to know. Would you mind? My phone is dead and my battery's dead, so I can't charge my phone. Can I borrow yours to call a tow truck?
Okay.
Great. I'm gonna look at the phone. What's he been doing on it?
He's on a dating app called Smash Chat.
Ah, I know it well. All right. Yeah. Let's throw a little seduction at him. Let's just get this going.
Okay.
So we're gonna do persuasion and charisma.
Okay.
So that's 4, and then 2 plus 1. Oh, plus 1 because I have a specialty in seduction. Let's see how well it goes before I say what I say.
Bucket of dice.
That's a lot of dice.
Oh, well, that's
thing.
1 on a hunger.
4.
Yeah, that's 4
5.
successes.
That's
1, 2,
amazing.
3, 4, 5.
Oh, you're right.
successes.
5 successes
It's
Okay.
amazing. Yeah.
with a 1 on a hunger.
Wow.
But I succeeded.
I don't think I have any skills that has that many dice.
Well, my charisma is 4, and then yeah. There you go. I mean, you seem like such a strong, capable man. Perhaps you would mind just giving me a hand?
Sure.
Great. Yeah, my car's just right around back.
Okay.
Great. I'll lead him back, and then
Okay.
yeah. What the hell? Feeding won't take it down to 0 because I have to kill him to take it down to 0. I don't know if he's a problem yet or not.
I mean, we're all dealing with him, which kind of makes him a problem in general.
We're not all dealing with him.
I'm just playing goalie.
Right?
You need to eat anyway, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it won't. What the hell? Why not?
Well, if you're at hunger 1,
Right, I'd
you
have to
kill
drain.
him.
Yeah, I'd
You
have to kill him.
kill him to
Which
get
I'm not
dessert.
above killing him.
Okay.
And we've got 2 bodies to dispose of already.
You have,
Congratulations.
you have to get this one into the church, though.
I mean, he has a secret passage.
Yeah, I know the secret way in,
Yeah.
which is through the catacombs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just where the body's supposed to go anyway.
Right, so it's all good.
So many crafting materials.
It's like Amazon Prime Day.
So as he's helping me figure out the car, I'll keep complimenting him and
Okay.
and leading him on, and give him the eye, and then do the suggestive head nod towards the back entrance of the church.
Okay.
And yeah, we will go a catacombing,
All right.
and then I will drain him of his blood.
Okay.
Yay!
So you're now at hunger 0.
Hooray!
Oh. I wonder if you get a stain for that.
I don't know. Do I?
They don't have anything about killing.
I don't have a problem with killing. I just won't feed on people who are terminally ill.
No, he wore a bib. He's fine.
Ah.
Let me check something because stains are fun. They're really fun.
But I thought it had to go against, like, one of your tenants.
That's one of the things that can do it. What are your tenants?
I'm looking for him. I'm looking
you-
for him.
you also-
critical tenants. Be your own. Never submit. The guilty shall suffer. Act like a person, not like a beast.
Some
What?
people are cannibals.
Right?
He didn't attack him and tear him apart. He charmed him into the and
Right.
then ate him. And you do have to
But
eat.
then he intentionally killed him. He intentionally killed him.
Vampires kill.
Well, yeah, I know, but
It was an potential threat.
Vampires kill people.
yes, they do. But is there a cost to it? Is there a cost to their humanity for it? I would argue yes. I mean, it's not
Definitely for me, because I have a whole code
Yeah.
about it.
right for you.
Right.
For you, doing something like that would probably be 2 or 3 stains.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a single stain I think that's worth a single stain, don't you?
I mean, if you want to give me a single stain, I will take your single stain.
I think so.
Okay.
Because, I mean, part of this is, if you can do horrible things and it doesn't affect your humanity, why is the humanity there?
Yeah.
I just think there's also like you do what you want with your stains. I am just saying, like, when it comes to feeding, because that's like the base level of like
Right, because I didn't
the
kill when I was
humanity
at
we've
potency
already
0
lost.
or at hunger 0. I did kill at hunger 1.
Right.
Um,
But I think even, I mean, killing someone is going to cause, I think, I think it would cause a stain. Let me look real quick
Okay.
and see what it says. Because I
That
think I
makes
have that
sense.
right.
I mean, well,
Simply stated,
my
to
only
supply a
argument
stain.
against it is then wouldn't we get a stain for luring those 2 Midwesterners to their death?
We didn't kill them.
But we led them to their. We knew that he was going to drain them to their death.
I mean, technically, he could have just fed on them and let them go.
He said pretty clear that they needed to be disposable.
Yeah, he did.
He said preferably disposable.
No, I don't think he said. Well, maybe you're right.
He did say
Well-
preferably. Just a slight amount
Just
of
trying to see
plausible
where-
deniability
Yeah,
there.
there's a little wiggle room in there.
No, I guess like part of me is like, okay, so then any time, like if it's leading them to their deaths or then any kind of like satiation of hunger kind of leads to that.
I suppose if you want to translate it to food.
Well, let me
Unless you're a
ask this, because
vegan, meat.
there isn't anything specifically about killing someone unless it's your touchstone.
Which is
Okay,
fine.
right. But what was the third tenet?
Act like a person, not like a beast.
What does that mean?
Well, it's our chronicle tenets. Maybe we should figure it out as a coterie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something that like we didn't talk about a lot. Was
Right.
our chronicle tenets? We like talked about a little.
I'll
but
throw
not
this
really.
out as a definition.
Okay.
Any act that is thought out and reasoned is not a bestial act.
Okay. All right.
That's kind of along the lines of what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Like, act with intention, not losing control of yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Like, if you're
I'm fine
if
with
you frenzy kill someone,
That's a
then
problem.
that's a problem.
Exactly.
But
Right.
if you're like,
or
I'm
even
gonna eat
even
this
if it's
guy.
not frenzied, if it's just an impulsive act.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But this is a rational thing. It's like, I'm just going to finish this guy off.
Okay.
Done. And I don't see any passion behind it. It was just sort of like an act of like, this is the thing that we're going to do.
Okay. I'll buy that. All right. No stain.
Awesome. I'm just trying to see where you mark stains on here.
You mark them on your
bottom.
humanity, your empty humanity.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
if your
see.
humanity is high, you can only have a few stains.
I see.
I think one of the interesting.
So what's your humanity is?
Sorry.
My humanity's at 7.
Okay, you actually wrote it, you marked them the wrong way.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah, you want to darken the ones that you have because the
Oh.
empty spaces are the stains that you can take. Once you take all of the stains, then your character is considered compromised, and there's mechanical problems that your character has at
Okay.
that point. And then
Then
at
I will-
the end of every session, you roll your the empty boxes. Always at least one die, and if you get at least one success, you feel terrible about what you've done, but your humanity stays the
Okay.
same. And if you fail, you lose a point of humanity and don't feel terrible about what you did.
Okay. I will mark that to switch those around.
One thing I would like to talk about, just in terms of how it's going to mean, like for us going forward as a coterie, is be your own, never submit. Because we're really in this thing, like you made good with the sheriff, like the princess at our, kind of gathering place, your haven. Like, I
Yeah.
just want to know what that means for all
Well, I
of
think
us.
there's a difference between being a part of the system and using the system. You know what I mean? Like, being under the heel or being the ankle that positions the heel.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we've gone against that today so far.
No.
I'm just asking, like, as we get deeper and deeper into this with, like, people with so much more power than us.
Right.
I just want to
Yeah.
know, like, where do we draw that line?
Yeah. Because I thought about that because I have, politics, Camarilla, and I've got status, Camarilla. Like, I've definitely, it's more about maneuvering through the system to make the system work for you instead of being subjugated by the system.
I think that once we're actually driven in a direction where we don't want to go, that's when that's really going to be a problem. So far, everything that we've done, even though we've done it for people that are more powerful than we are, has been in our best interests.
Right, and we've gotten all the clues first and looked at them first and made our own conclusions first before we turned it over.
Yeah.
So instead of just being good vampires and turning over a gun, no questions asked, we're asking questions and then do it. So we're still actually not submitting per se.
Yeah.
What are those sentences again? I'm going to write them down under where the stain stuff is.
Be your own, never submit. the guilty to suffer. Act like a person, not a beast.
And then do you want our personal convictions, or do you want those?
Yeah, go ahead and give those to me real
Okay.
quick.
Mine are...
I was going to call your character Milo, but I know your character's not Milo.
Nope,
so-
it's Colin.
Colin.
None may control me.
Twinsies.
Yeah. And this curse dies with me.
Oh, so no
So
child for you.
if you, now one of the things that will give you a stain is embracing a mortal. You actually get 2 stains
Yeah.
for that. So if you did that, you'd probably get like
Oh, yeah.
3 or 4. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay.
None may control me. And always keep your sworn word.
Floyd.
I have honor thy teacher and protect the innocent. Right?
Whoops.
That's why I left the room.
Anna Marie.
Always aid women in need,
Twinsies on that one.
and never act against another Satanist.
All right, and Felix.
Stand up for the disenfranchised. Always aid women in need. And I also have the guilty must be punished.
So, what is it? Stand up for the disenfranchised? It's very close to protecting the innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So just
But innocence doesn't play into it for him.
Okay.
It's more to do with people that have no control
Got
over
it.
their own
Yeah.
social level.
just so you guys know, embracing a child causes a stain, violating or damage to a touchstone, whether you did it or someone else did it, can cause a stain, and then violating a chronicle tenant. It doesn't specifically. Well, obviously, that would include your own personal things, I would think.
Yeah.
makes sense.
Okay. All right. Back to the game.
Cool.
To the game.
So yeah, he's dead now.
He's dead.
He's dead now. Okay.
It's got to be very close to dawn.
It is.
And you guys still have Miroslav in the church, right? I want to go through this car, gather up many things we can, find one of the shopping bags in the back that are always in everybody's bags and right now. I'm going to drive it to Pasadena and leave it on a street somewhere.
Okay.
For Pasadena to
And-
ticket until.
Well, we don't have a coterie in Pasadena right now, which is something else I need to talk to you guys about. But and then I'll just find some place because it's safe. There's nobody in Pasadena right now to piss off, so I'll find some place to stay in Pasadena over day.
Okay.
On the way back to the church, I'm going to talk to Lakshmi. I think we should share what we found about the operators taking out their supplier, the federal gun guys, with Miroslav and George Palmer.
That makes sense, yes.
It might be some things they already know, but if not, it could be helpful, and he's been forthcoming so far.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
No objections? Excellent. So,
Motion is carried.
motion is carried.
Okay. So, so you go back in, and it looks like they've been sitting there in silence the whole time.
Oh,
That's,
still?
I mean, y'all do you.
Okay. We have some information to share with you regarding the subject at hand. If you're ready for that, if you need additional time to converse before then.
No, it's fine. We will have our conversation in Miroslav's Haven.
Oh, so they literally have just been sitting there.
Literally been sitting there in silence.
Oh, you didn't want to talk in here. Okay, you could have left.
You,
I'm not going to say any of that.
They don't know if you have any listening devices or anything.
That's true. Fair enough.
I would.
So I'll tell them the summary of what we found. Like,
Okay.
I had a vision. We followed it to this, federal arms dealer guy who led us to the subsequent ones that were taken out. There appear to be more targets, but we didn't have time to find all of them.
They
But
appear to be framing Kindred for these killings when they can.
attempting to, but we took care of the evidence, so it will not see the light of day.
I walk up very seriously to George's ghoul, and I hand him a thumb drive that looks like Frankenstein, and pop off the head. There's all the information that we have.
Oh, thank you. And like when he walked up, he's like, the screen went blank. Yeah. All right.
Though that's a question. Like, what has George's ghoul been doing on this computer the whole time?
That is a good question.
Typing. When he's done, he takes his thumb drive, reboots the computer, and it is exactly the way it was when he
Perfect.
came in. And basically, after you give them that information, they take their leave. And car pulls up, the single car, not the whole entourage. They get in and they leave rather quickly. So you leave the car someplace in Pasadena,
Yeah.
like in Bungalow Haven, like where their coterie was, or
Sure.
okay. Alrighty. And it's probably at this point it's probably getting dangerously close to dawn.
I have a question. What did George Palmer do with his old clothes? Did he leave them in the rectory?
Yeah, probably.
Where does Ghoul take him?
I don't know if his ghoul would have taken them. No, he probably left them. They probably folded them neatly and set. He didn't like leave them on the floor.
Yeah.
But he probably set them someplace.
Okay. I'm gonna get up in the morning. I'm gonna if I notice that, I'm gonna be like, I need to see if I can get anything
Okay.
off of that.
You still have that shell casing too, right? Oh,
Okay.
I forgot.
Alrighty.
It's been a busy day.
Well, I'm going to go home. I haven't been home in a while. Keep in touch if anything happens. I'll be back tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Same.
Okay.
So I'll hop in my car and head quickly to the Americana.
All right.
I will also head home. But as soon as I get home, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot off an email to a very good defense attorney
Mm-hmm.
and inform him of the situation with the safe and
Okay.
tell him that there is a substantial retainer. If the opening of that safe is caught up in some red tape.
Oh, okay. And he says, "I will take care of that." Alrighty. So
Point of contention, where did they get this safe?
It was in one of the havens of one of the coterie from Pasadena, right?
Apparently there's a
And,
journal in there.
Yeah, some dumb vamp decided to...
No, I got that part, but that's one of the buildings you guys burned down?
No. One of the
Okay.
buildings that the
Okay.
Second Inquisition burned down.
Okay.
alrighty. So it's the next evening. So everyone make their rouse roll, their rouse check to see if they are hungry or.
Oh,
Oh, good.
I made it. I'm still at hunger 0.
It's the 8th, right?
Yes. Yes.
Roll the 1.
Made it with a 7.
That's just a regular. Is
That's
that-
just a regular
yeah,
failure?
it's just regular failure.
Okay. So that gives you 1 hunger?
Oh, and I got a 0, so that gives me 1 hunger as well. I failed.
No.
my roll.
0's a 10.
No, I've got the
Oh,
special
you got the
dice.
word
It's
dice,
a blank.
okay.
It's a nothing. It's a fail.
So how does the stigmata work?
Uh-oh.
You have to be at hunger 4 or more.
I do.
Oh. Then you
Are
start.
you at hunger 4?
Yeah.
I haven't asked you for any rolls.
Nope.
Then you
I
start
did say I was
bleeding.
pretty hungry.
Then you start bleeding like you have the stigmata.
Cool.
Do you have the traditional Catholic stigmata?
Oh, yeah.
Like the thing and the things
Palms
and
and
the wrists.
thorns.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. But I was planning on having the congregation over because I'm hungry. So that's just going to make me look more metal.
Right. You're at hunger 4. Yeah. I think you have to make. Let me check. I think you have to make frenzy rolls at
Yeah.
hunger 4.
Okay. That's fine.
You may lose your whole congregation.
Or change them in an entirely different kind of kink. Where is...
This is so good. I love that this has happened.
It's so good it merits a drink.
Oh, speaking of Pinesta.
We were busy. I wasn't paying attention to how hungry I was.
Girl, you should have...
The taste of blood at hunger 4 or 5. That's the same thing that George had to do. It's a difficulty 3. Yeah, that would be a difficulty 3 hunger frenzy check. So you roll willpower.
Oh, okay.
Now let me just double check, because I have all kinds of special notes, and I think I may have screwed this up with George.
Where's my willpower? Oh, there it is. Okay.
I think it's on that rules summary sheet. There's some... Never roll hunger dice on willpower, humanity rolls, or checks. See, I violated the rule I wrote in bold at the top of the thing. This one. So you don't roll hunger dice for this willpower check. So you have your, like, early evening...
Yeah, I think it's going to be a small service because she's like, oh, I'm real peckish.
Okay.
It's going to be just whoever wants to confess the most. Sorry
Do they
about it.
confess or do they brag?
Oh, it's definitely a brag.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a...
Holy
1, 2,
moly.
3, 4, 5 successes.
So 1, 2,
And then-
3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Yeah.
Oh, because those
Those
count as
explode.
4.
Yeah, a pair counts
Oh,
as
yeah.
4, 5, 6 successes.
Seven successes.
Uh-oh.
That's 7, because this is also a 10.
Yeah, but you need them in pairs. Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yep.
That's amazing. Those dice love you.
It's a great roll. Here.
Sorry for the cough in the ears of the listeners. Thank you all.
I rolled so good, a drink exploded.
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
Look what you did, Sam.
Exploding dice cause exploding can. All right.
Almost a max roll on that, right? You only just got one that didn't...
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Freaking fantastic.
So you're well in control, and you have a herd?
I do.
Okay. And how you can... Do you have a large enough herd where you can slake for 3 hunger?
Oh, yeah. I think, what's my herd size? I have 4 to 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
You're clear.
extra
sir.
special ritual tonight. Just
Everybody
full-on
gets communion.
Stigmata. Communion for everyone, mostly me.
Okay. So, so everyone awakens, and the city isn't still not on fire.
Yay.
Good.
Wow, there's a lot of people in the chat room. Hello, people in the chat room.
Right?
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. A lot.
Hey, man.
This is I'm producing stew.
Is that why? I just
Don't.
have to notice.
Say differently, chat.
Okay.
Great.
Cool. So I reduce all but 1 hunger because I didn't kill anybody, right?
Right.
Okay. Hey. All right. And I do want to try and use my premonition on George Palmer's outfit,
Okay.
which is
That's a
resolve and
Auspex, right?
auspex. Yeah. What's my resolve? Okay. That's 4. And that's 2. Good.
So no, you need to make a rouse check
Oh, sorry. Okay.
because you're trying to.
Rouse check first.
Well, it doesn't affect the outcome of the roll.
Okay. Is 5 is a fail?
5 is a fail.
Okay,
so
so
you're at 2
I
hunger.
get 2 hunger. Okay.
But you still only roll 1 hunger die on this roll because it's the
Right.
one that caused it.
So I'm gonna keep that roll I just did because I got 3 6s.
You got 3 6s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Is that all the successes you got was 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, of course, and it's 666, so
Yeah.
it's
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
somehow
so
keeping
perfect.
with the theme.
To get a vision during my satanic ritual. Perfect. Thanks, guys.
With stigmata.
Good job.
Yeah, it's layered.
They're very on brand for this. Good job, guys.
Okay. You see yourself. Well, this is from your own point of view. You believe
Okay.
you are in a mountain forest. And there are other kindred with you. You don't know who they are, but you do see Justicar Palmer seems to be leading up, and you're sneaking like through these trees, and there's like a very small like public storage place, the orange, and you're sneaking up to it, and there's already someone up there who's like got cutters, and they're cutting it through the chain link fence.
Oh.
And you approach, and that's all you get of the vision.
Okay, public storage place.
Definitely a mountain forest because you're going uphill.
Okay.
And it's got this sort of spongy feel of the ground when there's a bunch of pine needles and stuff piled up.
Hear any like bird sounds or animal noises?
It's nighttime. You probably are hearing maybe owl screeches,
Okay.
but like werewolves baying, no.
Okay.
Yeah, who knows?
Cool. I'm probably gonna like try and draw a picture of the place, I guess.
Okay. All right.
So I can see if anyone recognizes it.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. When you all go about your...
I'm going to, I guess, come down.
You're good.
You're good.
I'm
You're on.
going to come down from Pasadena and go to the church.
Okay.
And I guess I'll wait till her ritual is over. I can hear the chanting and I can see the candles flicker, so I'll just hang around outside.
Yeah, I probably put like a red sock on the door or something so you guys know there's a ritual going on.
Do not disturb.
Okay.
It'll take me a little while to get down from Pasadena. Let's
Yeah.
say it's probably going to take me
Yeah.
a couple hours of blinking down the 110 freeway.
Okay.
Maybe not a couple hours, maybe like an hour.
Yeah. All right.
I got to take surface streets.
Colorado gets you a long way.
It does. Bing, bling, bling. No.
It gets
it's-
you the whole way.
Yeah.
It is. All right. So you guys are eventually assembling, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once church lets out, I'm going to get in and I'm going to ask her to fill me in about what happened with Miroslav and such while I was out on the rooftops. And I also want to ask to see if we have this person's cell phone, because I want to check to make sure that the app he was using wasn't just a place to hide messages to other people. Okay.
Actually, that's what I was going to do at the beginning of, when
Okay.
I woke up. Because
All
I
right.
am pretty sure I took his phone at the end of that night. Like,
Give me 1 second.
You had the same thought I did?
Figure out where
Is it-
where the cell phone is.
That's yeah. I'm like, what better place to send messages to each other than...
just to double check. Like, better safe than sorry and burned.
Also make sure that there's nobody that cares for him that might try to find his whereabouts.
Also send some messages.
I saw him. Nobody cares for him.
Can always send some messages as well to obscure the time of his disappearance.
I like the way you think.
See, it's so much more complicated in this day of tech where people, it's like, they haven't texted me in over 20 minutes. And back in that, before cell phones, people would just disappear. It was like, I don't know what happened. They were gone.
It was much easier in the
Yeah.
previous days.
People would go out in the winter and never come back.
I mean, before the police state.
Well, just the fact that everybody knows everybody's business. They're always on, always in, always talking. Okay, and you're back.
Yes.
Great.
Where's the phone?
I
She
have
has
it.
it.
Okay. All right.
Then never mind about that cell phone thing, but I'm just going to have her fill me in about what happened with the
Okay.
So yeah, I'll explain to you what happened and then also show you a picture of a public storage facility on a forest mountain that I've drawn. Do you recognize this place?
to use store it. And the trees are very nice. I really like the shading you did around it, but I don't recognize it now.
Okay. Well, we'll ask the others. We will eventually be there.
You need his thumb.
It's in the basement.
No, I didn't take it.
Can I hack it? Can I break it?
Just get us
You
thumb.
try.
Just
Put it in the microwave for like 2 seconds.
right, it'll be fine.
There's already 2 bodies in the vat of lye, so it's that there's a
The
queue.
thumb, yeah, true.
The beetles don't work
You
that
can try
fast.
though.
No, it's fine. It is easier just to use his thumb.
And for people playing at home, this is what I'm currently wearing. I put together in a terror closet.
Yes, beautiful.
I like it.
Right.
I like
Homework.
it.
I did. I put 48 outfits together today.
That's a Toreador.
Right?
I had a Pinterest board when I was a Toreador.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a Google Drive folder just for pictures. Yeah, it is a pleated pant with a suit jacket with multiple pockets, a navy blue sweater under or on top of a white crew neck shirt, white Converse, and what looks like a darkish golden taupe-esque gloves.
Perfect.
Do you want to try to hack it?
No, let's just wait and get his thumb.
Okay. All right.
I just prefer to I might just take his thumb to a separate location.
Okay. All right.
Oh, you can have his thumb, yeah. I got a lot of thumb bones. They're not real good for the walls.
I feel like they'd be they're a little small, right?
A little small. Yeah, you can do some decorative edge working,
But there's only so many edges.
Who has the
but
time?
who has the time?
Okay. So
It's fiddly.
Very fiddly.
you have the thumb. You unlock the phone.
You have you add a thumb to your inventory. Great. I'm
Not
gonna.
abide another thumb, Mr. Lavasky.
I am going to take the thumb. I'm going to take the phone because the idea is that I don't want to have the phone on and messing with it in our sensitive areas.
Oh, of course.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
So I will take it to I'm parked in the Galleria
Okay.
parking garage.
Far away from your haven.
Yes.
Okay. In that weird.
Not far away from
Multi-
my haven.
I mean, do I know where your haven is?
Probably not.
Then I'm in the Galleria parking garage. I'm not at the Americana. I'm at the Galleria. It's a very important distinction.
It's across the street.
It is across the street.
And
But
that is
a
that
lot
is
of people go
one
there.
of the largest parking structures I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
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 It's got 6 floors.
I know.
Traffic is still a
And,
nightmare.
and 2 different buildings because there's those things
Yes.
that go across.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. You have unlocked the phone.
Great. So I'm going to look through his... First, I'll look through the dating app business and see
Okay.
what all of that is. If anything looks suspicious, or if it's just some loser looking for a hiccup.
It is not that. There are. It looks like the messages that he's sending back and forth with whoever he's sending messages with. Sometimes it's a string of 3 or 4 numbers. Sometimes it's Tango Whiskey found proceeding. This is obviously not dating app typical chat.
Great.
What
Now
was
it's clearly in code, so who knows what it's saying? But it's not. It's definitely not. Hey, how was your day? I really like your pic at the beach. Nothing like that.
Great.
What was the name of the app again?
Smash chat.
Smash Chat.
Meanwhile, I have all of his ID and stuff that I took from the car that I put in the shopping bag. So since I'm waiting for the phone, I'm just going to go through that
Okay.
in the church. All of his personal belongings, anything ID-wise, his not driver's license. That would be on his person, I guess, but his registration card, anything else that's in there.
Okay. The car is registered. Let's see. The name on the registration. Have you guys looked at his ID?
I will.
Now.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't look at it last night.
Okay. Right.
Because
Yeah,
it was
you had
dawn.
Time.
Here's
right.
the deal, because I've got the shopping bag full of all the stuff I took out of the car. I'm also going to go down and get his ID and stuff and start categorizing and comparing and setting aside. And if he has an NRA or if he has, his driver's license and all that. Just start looking at it.
There is a driver's license. His name is
John Smith.
Robert Mills. There's an address. The address is in like El Sereno area. As far as he's got a couple credit cards. There's not a lot of stuff in the wallet, and the car's registered to him as well. Everything sort of checks out. Everything looks, but there's not. His wallet doesn't have like a lot of the, like.
So,
I've got
right.
all kinds of cards and stuff like that in here, and there's
Right.
notes and things back in here. There's nothing like that.
So I know that in my car, the center console's full of receipts, bank receipts, old check stubs,
there's none of that
IDs
kind
for
of
work,
stuff.
that kind of stuff that's sitting there.
There's none of that kind of stuff that you see. I mean, it literally, his driver's license, 2 credit cards. That's all that's in his wallet besides some cash.
And then there was nothing else in the car.
The glove box, registration, and insurance, all with the same name, same home address, and everything like that. But all the extra junk that you throw in the glove box isn't there. The only other thing that's in there is that little plastic envelope with the owner's manual, stuff like that. The console has like some coins in it, and like a nasal inhaler, for allergies or
Right.
something. But you're not seeing the kind of clutter in the car that you would normally see in a normal person's car.
Like, not even any takeout containers? Damn.
There probably are takeout containers thrown into the back.
Oh, okay, at least there's that.
Right.
I was like, this person is not human.
Yeah, right. This is not a person.
Like, least believable human NPC ever.
Right.
There's nothing in the little garbage bag that everybody carries?
I call it the back seat.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, a Burger King and McDonald's bags and, that
Like,
kind of stuff.
7 monsters.
Right.
3 takeout coffees.
Well, you know what?
There are a lot of Starbucks cups
You know what?
back there.
He handled this, right?
Sure.
Okay.
So I'm going to... Are there any return messages on the app, or is it just outgoing from him?
And there seem to be similar kinds of codes. Some of the replies are simply numbers, but it looks like going through it, there's sort of a
Chronology?
chronology. That's the word I'm thinking. Chronology. Like either he or someone else will initiate a conversation, and there will be 2 or 3 exchanges, and like the replies tend to be numbers, like they're predetermined codes that mean like 10-4, but they're not that obvious. And then there will be like a couple of days where there won't be anything. There's also within the app, you can also, for some reason, in a dating app, why would you do this? You can send images.
Can't imagine why you'd send images in a dating app.
It's definitely not for dick pics. People never do that.
No. And you're like going through the app, or going through, like you go back through. It's pretty active. It's like every couple of days, this guy seems to be talking. Like 2 weeks ago, you see there's an image of one of the vampires that was killed in Sunday's attack.
Great. Are any of us in this?
No.
Oh, good. Also, was he in the middle of a conversation yesterday, or was it over?
A conversation looked like it was over.
Oh, good.
And it looks like, looking at the timestamp of the last message that was sent, it was maybe like 30 or 40 minutes
I saw him on his
before
phone.
you guys. Yeah, no, but it's 30 or 40 minutes before you guys
Came back. To
jumped
the
him.
church. Oh,
Okay.
But it was like his conversation was over, and he was just dicking around in the meantime.
Right.
Okay.
or maybe waiting for further instructions.
Or
Or
that.
that
But
could
like
be.
if it looked like the conversation was over and there weren't like a bunch of messages or any messages after, like waiting for him when I logged back on,
Right.
then at least that feels like there's a clear window of like, okay, well they probably won't miss him for another day or so.
Right.
Up to 2 So, smash app, huh? This is fun.
Smash chat.
Smash chat. Sorry. Smash chat. I am really interested in this, and it's a good thing I have a person who makes apps. I will. I'm gonna grab his info off the phone into one of my shell cloud accounts.
Okay.
You know, anonymous cloud storage.
Okay.
It's everywhere now.
One of the things that you notice, aside from the communications that happen in Smash Chat, like his regular text app is empty. His contact list is empty. The only information that's the only thing. I mean, there's games. Obviously, there's games.
I mean, does he have Words with Friends? Does he have friends on Words with Friends?
He has 2 friends in Mario Kart Tour.
Okay. Are they
Beautiful.
Are they he was at the Galleria and it picked up that somebody else had Mario Kart Tour?
Probably something like that.
Okay.
But
Like when you walk around with your 3DS and it's like, hey, you passed someone else who also has a 3DS.
Right. That kind of thing.
But
I mean, but it does. I mean, even you open the email app, and it's like, "Welcome to the email app. It's time to set up your account." Like it's never been opened. This phone looks like the only thing it was used for besides these games was Smash Chat.
Okay.
So he's cheating on his wife.
If by his wife you mean the Kindred with the Second Inquisition.
Yes.
So that's what I meant.
Well,
Sorry, I gotta make the subtext text.
the guilty must be punished, so I feel a little vindicated in,
Right.
in having you murdered him.
Right.
Stain free, motherfucker.
He didn't taste that
Stain-free.
good. It was fine.
Tasted like a just retribution.
It was like a sizzler steak. It was steak, but it wasn't like steak.
There was no Ruth Chris's.
Oh,
Yeah, it didn't have any of that herb butter.
buffalo ribeye. I shouldn't have. I wish I had something else besides a salad for dinner.
I wish I had eaten more recently before I came here.
Right? Thanks for bringing all this up. Now I'm hungry.
But,
So,
in any case, I'm going to take his Smash Chat information, all of his previous chats, however I need to do it.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
that's
going
easy.
to upload that to not my... nothing that can be connected back to me.
Got it. Okay.
Anonymous cloud storage.
Okay.
Great. Then turn the phone back off.
You can probably pull a SIM card.
Actually, I'm going to drive it around some.
Okay.
No, I'm not. Actually. I'm going to find someone who has an open door, and I'm going to, obviously wipe it of any of my prints or anything.
Throw it
And
into
I'm
an
gonna-
Amazon Prime truck.
Basically, I'm going to throw it into the back of a truck.
Okay.
Well, there is
Like-
the Amazon store now at the Americana.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
perfect. So, yes, I'm going to throw it in the back of, an Amazon truck.
Okay.
And they can track that how they want.
All right.
Have fun! But yeah, try to be empty about it.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a problem.
And I'll head back to the church.
I'm going to call Sam's character over and say, so I've organized these things. He's touched all of these things. Perhaps we can find out more about him and his companions.
Oh,
There's more than just the trash. There's also his driver's
Oh,
license
yeah.
and all of that stuff.
yeah. I mean, I can give it a try. All right, so I have to do a rouse check.
Yeah,
do-
but
do this again?
I would caution you at this point. You're trying to get premonitions about someone who is dead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you get a lot of successes, I'll give you something.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to say
She would-
you're wasting the
Yeah.
rouse check.
She would know though that it kind of
It ends here. Yeah.
once the guy's dead, it's kind of
Okay.
I mean, on like a few successes, you're going to get like the sound of dirt falling on the top
Right.
of a coffin.
Or she would expect, like, the screams of hell or something.
Right.
This guy's not going to the good place. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be really awkward. It's like, no, he's dead. I don't want to. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was that movie? There's a movie where they were.
Jingle all the way.
Yes. No. They record your thought. Brainstorm, I think it was. They record your thoughts, and somebody dies on it while he's on the machine, and then that becomes that deadly
That was
brainstorm.
What's it
That's
called?
what it's
Brainstorm? Yeah, I remember that. I know what you're talking about. People were doing this. Oh,
So
no, I'm thinking-
definitely
right.
not Lawnmower Man.
No.
No, definitely not Lon.
It's actually the movie that Natalie Wood died in before they'd actually finished.
Oh.
Oh, well.
She was in the middle of shooting it with Christopher Walken. It's a sci-fi movie. I liked it. It's really weird. But anyway, carry on.
I'm thinking of Flatliners,
Yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is different, yeah.
which is the rat with the Brat Pack.
And there was also Strange Days, which is
Strange
similar.
Days.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
Using a theme. It doesn't quite work that way. Usually the visions I get are future related. And
Okay.
this guy doesn't have one of those.
Yeah, okay.
That was my bad.
Not really. Completely justified.
It
Oh, good. I feel better.
Actually, I'd like to bring something up along those lines. When and if we catch another one of these guys, it would probably be in our bench interest to keep them alive and ghoul them. And then we can just extract information from them. They would be helpless to stop it.
that is a good idea.
That does make a lot of sense.
I mean, I don't think any of us have dominate, correct? Oh, then there's another
I
option.
do.
Actually.
Oh, not much. I can make people forget.
But either way, you know,
It's like more than half of us raise our
Yeah,
hands.
but once you ghoul them, they become your
You don't really
willing slave anyway. Yeah.
need it, yeah.
yeah.
It's just, it's such a hassle. Like 3 separate feedings,
Who
blah,
owns
blah, blah.
Smash Chat? What company owns Smash Chat?
It's a small independent web development firm. It's the only app they've yet released, although their webpage says that they have other things.
I call my financial manager and say, what about this company? I might want to buy it.
He says, yeah, I can look into it. Are you sure you want to? I'm looking at... They've only produced one thing.
It's all about potential, my friend.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, I'll look into it for you.
That's
Thanks.
genius. Tony Stark it.
Also, want to look into buying a broad spectrum cell phone jammer device that I want to keep in my car.
Okay. I remember when those things came out. People would, like, restaurants would install them.
Yeah.
Then they made them illegal.
Actually, hotels would install them so that you'd have to use their Wi-Fi, and then the FCC stopped that. But that was a popular practice. Actually, one that the Hilton, I think, actually did for a while. But what was the last thing I wanted to do? Oh, and I also want to research, does anybody within the vampire community know of any groups that might be able to perform a DDoA attack?
Oh,
UDOA?
That's when you spam them with so many entries that
denial
nobody
of-
can... The denial of
DDoS.
service.
It's DDoS.
DDoS,
DDoS,
sorry.
yeah.
The
Distributed
denial of
denials.
service attack. So basically, if shit goes down, we can shut down that form of communication quickly.
you basically just send internet packets at them, but you normally use a bunch of slaved computers to do it,
yeah.
like tens of thousands of them, and it just shuts down their connection.
Oh, I see.
They do that to Blizzard all the time.
Yeah. Off the top of your head, you don't know someone who does, but you make a few inquiries.
Actually, I'm going to call a sheriff.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask him, and I'm going to basically go, hey, do we know anybody that does this kind of thing? Because it might be useful once we find out the way these guys communicate.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I think I know someone.
If you could put me in touch with them, I would greatly appreciate it.
Okay. He, give me your thel.
I give him the burner that I'm currently using.
Okay. All right. I'll have him call you.
Thank you. That's it for me.
I'm going to text you and see if you can get the lawyer to actually get the safe.
Oh yeah, let's call a lawyer. See
Okay.
what's up with that.
Well, they've gotten a stay, and that they're not allowed to open the safe. They're currently fighting this in court, of course, because of terrorism. But currently, that's where he's at. If you want him to try to get the safe, he says that.
Can I roll my influence and see if I can see if somebody in like DA's office or something like that is willing to help me out on this?
Sure.
Let's see. What would that be? What would that be? Persuasion? Subterfuge? Etiquette? Politics?
Is your influence dots?
Yeah, I have influence of 3. So you want me to just roll my influence and maybe, what, intelligence, manipulation?
Maybe in the manipulation.
Okay. So hunger die, manipulation, and blue frenzy. Come on.
Oh.
Yes.
So yeah, there's a 10 and a critical success.
Oh, yes! Oh, it's going to be so good.
So that is 1, 2,
6.
3, 4, 5, 6 successes with a critical on my hunger die.
But I don't think that means anything unless it's 2 of them, right?
It
was
It was
2.
two.
It's a critical
Does it have
success.
to
It's a
be
critical
2 hunger
success.
die?
No,
Does it have to be
200
2
die,
times?
doesn't it?
No, it just has to be a
just
critical
2
success.
Okay.
This has to be a critical success.
Really? Because that's what it has on...
Critical success with 1 hunger die showing a 10.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Critical
Okay.
success with 1 hunger die. Okay, so this is a messy critical. So you succeed.
Yay!
So and we have to figure out exactly what happens from this. So you basically talk to someone at the Pasadena District Attorney's office to convince them to
hand over the safe.
hand over the safe. Okay. Now, messy criticals do one of a couple of things. One, you gain 1 or more stains.
Okay.
These are the ramifications. Then we have to figure out exactly what happened and which ramification makes sense. 2, this might work, a masquerade breach. Or 3, you lose 1 from an advantage. And it could be that maybe you're pulling so many strings that you lose a dot of influence.
Okay.
So I would say, first one, probably not. There's probably no stains there. You're talking to someone on the phone. So probably either a masquerade breach or you'll lose a dot of influence, I would say would be
I'm going to say I'm going to lose a dot of influence because I really can't come up with a real good way of how this would be a breach of the masquerade.
Oh, well, I mean, any messy critical or messy failure that involves hunger dice means the beast is kind of taking over. So it might literally be something like losing enough control to say, there are things going on that you don't understand, and we need to keep these things under wraps, or there's going to be public panic. I mean, not
Well,
necessarily.
that's exactly the angle I was going with. It's like there's very sensitive information in there that cannot be released to the public. There would be a panic if that was released.
So it could be
And some very powerful people, some people that you have no idea or comprehension of who they are, would be set aside, would be put upon very severely. And I tell you, these consequences would be very dire, especially for you.
Okay, so that could be interpreted as either one of those two things.
Sure.
I could say that could be, and now they're like not going to take your call anymore, so which would be the loss of influence, or the masquerade breach was, well, I'm not sure what he's talking about, but it sounds like a pretty fucking scary thing.
How about this? You choose. Which one of those two would you prefer? Which one do you think would be more entertaining for the story so far?
I'm going to say masquerade breach.
You got it.
I'm going to say masquerade breach.
Okay. Yay, wonderful dice.
And you're not with us when this happens, right?
No.
Okay, so we have no idea this has happened.
Yep.
That's lovely.
Cool.
Okay, but it was a success, so it does result in the fact that they're going to the DA is going to arrange like a dead drop
Okay.
Like rent a motel room someplace, leave the safe in there, pass off the key to you or a ghoul or something.
Sounds
and
great. Yeah.
Okay.
Occurs to me we do have this other safe to open still.
We do.
Remember that red safe we stole?
Yeah. I was going to
figure,
ask, what
like-
color is this other safe? Can we just do a swap?
Is there something in this safe that
But we
want?
need both safes. We want.
Well, let's open
want-
this safe
we
and
want
find
both
out, and then we
safes.
can do a swap.
Okay.
Yeah. Do either of you have any skills in opening safes?
Dexterity plus larceny to open the safe?
Yeah, that would probably be.
Yeah, I don't have larceny.
Are you coming to the church after you did all
Yes.
that? Okay. Then, yeah. Let's open this safe and see what's inside.
See how much fun I can have with this. Alright, so that's 2 successes. Nothing on the hunger die.
Okay. There's a bunch of money. You will want to know how much.
Yep.
Yes.
I would say like $3,500 in cash.
Effing players.
Gotta support this lifestyle somehow.
Hey,
There-
look at this money we just found. We haven't found any money whatsoever.
Don't know what you're talking about. There's no money here.
Yeah, there isn't.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, which safe are we opening with the $3,500?
So this is from,
Is this
From
the
Terrence, what's his
Terrence-
face?
What's his face?
Okay, so this is Terrence's safe.
Yeah.
Great.
Terrence James.
And that's got to have the black powder?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Inside of it, you find, like, 'cause it was a big, if I recall correctly, it was a pretty big safe.
Yeah.
You probably find, like, 3 assault rifles that are fully automatic
Oh.
Sweet.
with a
Oh,
little
that's
selector
super illegal
switch.
here.
Oh, yeah. Now, it's possible he might have a permit to have those, because he's got an FFL, so he might have the other, because there is a federal permit you can get to possess that kind of stuff. There is also a very large caliber large bore shotgun. I mean, like
Like a blunderbuss.
10 gauge?
like a bigger than a 10 gauge.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like a elephant gun or something. I mean,
Right.
it's
Okay.
big. And then there's like 3 or 4 45s and other kinds of semi-automatic pistols. And it looks like that large gauge thing is old. Looks like it's probably
It's an old blunderbuss.
might be or something like that, or an old
An
like
arquebus.
a like late 19th century elephant gun, or things for taking down that kind of stuff.
This one kind of goes with my outfit. Holds up the elephant gun.
Is there ammunition for the automatics? Or ammunition for the pistols?
Yes.
Hmm.
I normally don't keep my ammo with my weapons, but
No,
he
as
does.
well you shouldn't.
They're in
I'll-
2 separate safes.
That's the way you
I'll
should
take
do
one of
it.
those
Yes.
automatics if nobody wants it with the ammo.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a 45 or something,
Maybe a Luger or something.
or a 9mm.
Because he's a collector, right?
Yeah, he's got all kinds of stuff.
Well, this could come in handy slightly.
There's actually a vintage 1911.
I'm going to take that.
Okay.
Those are really dependable.
If there is a war coming.
Super
Good
fun
to be
shoot.
armed.
I actually have pretty good firearms.
I'm not unfamiliar with a firearm, but I'm much better with a bladed weapon.
It's been quite some time since I practiced. Should probably do a refresher.
Been quite a bit since I've been to Donnybrook. I'll tell you that right now.
Tarps off, boys!
I gotta do a scrap. Might have a scrap.
All right then.
Anything else in there?
So 3,500 split 5 ways is. Hold on, math.
Pocket change?
Yeah.
Look, if you
Pocket
split 4
change.
ways.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, I was like, isn't it 4 ways?
Well, that's right, he's not here. He doesn't
Oh,
want
yeah.
any 3 ways.
Oh, perfect. That's
Oh yeah, you don't need it. You're a billionaire.
I don't care.
that's like at
That's my
least
Starbucks
like
money.
spending money tonight.
$1,166.66.
Even better.
The thing is, she just finished the calculator. I look over and just see a bunch of 6s, and I'm like, what? No!
Good. I've got quite a bit going here.
We got a lot of money.
Yeah. Gonna be able to fund a couple metal albums at this rate.
That's the end game? Making a metal album?
Oh yeah, she. That's like her scene. Is
No. Sorry, your phone.
your phone?
I slacked you.
Thank you. Oh, there it is.
Slickety slack. Okay.
I mean, technically, we couldn't really get like unless he also like had like a couple of dollars in change in the safe. We would need to roll this one way or another.
There's probably.
It's making me hungry.
Yeah, you're going to have to round up and someone gets an extra $1.
Because like
One of you give the extra $1. I don't need it.
I'm just saying, like, it's like, okay, we each get $1,166.66, but that only works if he has $2 worth of change in there.
Yeah.
Most likely in pennies.
The Midwestern couple had change.
I can make change here.
I can't guarantee.
You got a little
change.
coin purse.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
definitely had change.
a Chanel coin purse. Just
Oh, God. It's like a repurposed makeup bag.
Right. Coach. It'd be a Coach coin purse.
Coach coin.
Only if it was yours and not the Midwestern couple's.
True. Target coin purse.
Target does good bags. What can I
That's
say?
true.
Is there anything else in the safe, or is it just weaponry?
There's weaponry and cash.
Okay.
Cleaning kits.
Has there been any description of
Would
the
you keep
safe
those in this?
that they found in the vampire's haven? Any description of it? Does it match the description of the safe we currently have? Can we do a nice, easy swap?
Oh, no. Yours is a big gun safe.
Just making
This was
sure.
like a small, like, fireproof safe.
Okay, just making sure.
Also, we already have them both, so whatever.
Yeah,
Make things easier on the other side.
that's fine. At least we have somewhere to keep our arsenal now.
True. I'm going to siphon the trunk of my car.
Let's open the more interesting safe.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, guess I need to open that one again. What was it?
I start calling you Fingers Felix.
Finger Felix.
Oh, don't mind if I do. All right. Yeah, but I have no follow-up 10s, so it's only 2 successes.
You punch your fist through the safe.
Well,
Okay.
they're
I
do
giving
have
us the
potence.
keys.
Okay, so you're able to open that safe up, and inside there is a leather-bound journal, and there's also probably about. Hold on a second.
Gold Cougarans? Remember when that was a thing?
$1,998 in cash.
Anybody want... Basically throw the cash over to the side. Anybody want that?
At this point, is it even worth it? Every time we find some
Yes.
cash, it's like getting smaller and smaller every time. I feel like this is like diminishing returns.
At that point, with my 3 resources, I'm like, you two can fight over that. I've already made $24,000.
I'm fine.
I'll take it.
I'll flip through the journal.
Like, you know what? Let's say this is like Floyd's cut. He could use a bath.
Wait, no.
Here's $1,900. Go get it. Go take a bath.
Please, read it out loud. I could use a laugh.
All right, so I start flipping through it and reading parts of it. What?
Okay.
Anything interesting in there?
I have to find.
Well, what's also interesting is all of these wrappers from the car that I gathered, he seemed to eat in the same place at Starbucks. Is it the Starbucks that's... Oh, we don't know.
You don't know which
He seemed
Starbucks
to eat
it
at a Starbucks a lot to get the bacon Gouda.
Actually,
And
if-
There
There's
are labels, and I don't know, the codes or stuff probably show different Starbuckses that he's going to be going to.
actually, if we completely hack that phone, we could probably track his GPS throughout the day.
Let's mention the Starbucks app.
There was no Starbucks app.
He
But
probably had his GPS turned off.
Even I have a Starbucks app.
I mean, he didn't. He had Mario Kart Tour and fancy like cover rat out the Kindred app, and that's it. He didn't even use regular text messages. Not on that phone, anyway. It probably wouldn't be the worst thing to go attempt to get a ghoul to search his house.
Are you telling me I have to stop using Smash Chat?
I'm just saying, like, it is literally a tool of the Inquisition.
Or we could use their tools against them.
My
I
thought.
would love to use their tools against them. I'm actually going to contact my app person, to start working on that.
Should we try to decipher these weird coded messages?
That was my intention. But first, we got to, find out how poor the fascinating Kindred were. I mean, I suppose rents over there were really high, but, I feel a little chipped.
Well-
I feel a little cheated. Sorry.
We can probably run these. I can probably run these. Is that to me?
Yeah.
I can probably run these symbols through something online, a decoder and such. It might take me a couple hours, but I could probably find out what some of this stuff means. I do have computers 3.
Well, that's right.
Someone who knows something about
Wait,
computers.
you have Tech 3 too?
Uh-huh. I was
did
a
not
doctor
realize that.
in my previous life. I was a doctor in the 80s.
You were a doctor in the 80s.
Still.
You have
Yeah.
Tech 3 on 80
Oh yeah,
computers.
you really needed to know how to use a computer in the 80s. You had to load high and learn your DOS.
If
And
this shit runs CPM, you're on it.
right?
Yes, but that was pre.
Oh, 80s. No, 80s. You had PCs in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Apple II,
286, 386,
Yeah.
sometimes with 64K of memory.
Commodore 64.
Which I owned proudly, which I followed up with a Commodore 128D and then an Amiga.
I had a 64.
Are they the most recent? Do they still smell fresh?
Well, there's dates because they put a
Oh,
little sticker
okay.
on the thing, and they're from 2 days ago,
And what was the day he showed up? Was it 2 days ago?
a day ago.
A day.
So
So
is
this was the day before.
Yeah.
It wasn't the day. Okay.
Yeah. And someone asked me a question, and I.
Journal.
Oh, I'm sorry. The journal. The journal belongs to Stephen Schultz, who I don't know. Some of you may know is a gangrel from the Bungalow Haven Coterie.
Well, was.
Was.
What's his diary say?
And most of it is dealing with. He seems to have an obsession with Carl Shuttlestock, who's also part of his coterie, and who was one of the few Ventru in the Glittering Knights.
Oh, did he get blood bonded?
Possibly,
Ventru again.
possibly, because it seems to be. It seems like an obsession more than a romance. Mm-hmm. And that is a lot of what the journal is about. But it seems like as the journal goes on, the two of them start growing distant from each other, and that, of course, eventually causes the obsession to turn into a freaking crazy obsession. At which point, he starts talking. Stephen Schultz starts talking about vampire stuff, writing in his journal, stuff that none of you would ever put down on any sort of recorded media. And it doesn't mention Miroslav by name or any of the Primogen Council, but anyone reading this would think that this guy is either crazy and thinks he's a vampire or really is a vampire. Because he's talking about feeding, going out and hunting people he mentions a club in Pasadena called King Arthur's,
Okay.
which is a place that he commonly goes to hunt, and he's using those terms.
And this was found in the safe of one of the.
No, this was found in his safe in the ruins of the Pasadena coterie, one of the havens in Pasadena. He had a fireproof safe, which he probably should have just put it in a wooden box.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I have a thought.
The Ventru blood bonding their own. That's so Ventru.
What if we just discredit him? What if we were to have one of your parishioners dress as stereotypically as possible as a vampire? I'm talking cape, I'm talking cravat, I'm talking all of the bullshit. Snap a picture. We self-publish this on Amazon. Make it read as fan fiction. Make him look like an absolute joke.
Or the next Anne Rice, one of the two.
No, nobody's actually read this except us, right? Because this was in that safe?
Well, there was a stay
Right.
telling the police they couldn't open the safe.
Right.
So I'm just trying to get ahead of this.
No, but can we retcon this a little bit, because this is the way that I would like to deal with
Okay,
it.
right.
They drop off that safe in the drop.
Right.
I open it and remove what's inside. Leave the safe. They can take it back.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay.
So we have the contents of the safe, the money and the and the journal.
Right.
Okay. So, and they handed over the key along with the safe, right?
No, he
They
cracked
didn't
it.
Oh, you
have
cracked
a key.
it. Okay,
to crack
so
it.
they didn't have a key. Okay.
Right.
So we have a reasonable assumption that they didn't open this and read it.
So we could just burn it before
That's
the
true.
werewolves attack.
Well,
I might have a use for it if nobody else can think of anything.
I think we should also track down this Ventru.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Oh, is he?
The
Okay.
entire coterie was killed.
Yeah.
What were they though? That's.
Dun dun dun.
I'm beginning to have a real distrust towards Ventrus.
Yeah, I hate those guys.
Fair. Or, I mean, we could. He did say that, what was it, the sheriff's hound, Anna, was the one that turned you onto this.
It might be worth
She
it.
might owe us.
It might be worth it to us to have her owe us a favor. Is exactly the reason.
She might owe us a favor if we gave this to her.
Made her look good.
It would be great to have a boon.
She could give it to her superiors.
Another favor, since she already owes us a favor for getting it in the first place.
Big time.
I'm all for that.
Sounds good.
Okay,
And
I'm
then it
gonna,
could be someone else's problem. I don't really care
I'm gonna
about
text
those
the
little
hound
Ventru games.
with a meet location.
Okay. All right. Then she will meet you there.
And I go, good evening.
Felix.
I have something for you. Pull out of my coat a journal.
Oh, I heard you were good. You've made my day. Night. You've made my night.
Very good. Then where you got this does not need to be mentioned to anyone if you don't need to. If you do, that's fine. But nonetheless, it is in your possession, and the masquerade lives another day.
Thank you. How bad is it?
Look at the last 8 pages.
Oh, Christ's sake. Freaking idiot. All right. Thank you. If you need anything, let me know.
Oh, I will.
The biggest crime was not being entertaining.
Is that Oscar Wilde?
No, that was me.
Your hair right now and the way you were holding it sounded just like Oscar Wilde.
So good.
Okay. It's approaching 7 o'clock, and I at some point I'm going to have to pick my daughter up when she calls me. So, is it an okay place to stop?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All of my current goals and pursuits are...
Well, the only thing I was just going to share with you everything.
Oh, yeah,
share
go
with them
ahead.
everything that
Yeah,
you
you
sent
wanna
me. So this is what
resolve
Stu sent me.
that.
To you. I'll just read it, and you guys can pretend that I said it all. You notice something unusual with the food wrappers from the car. It looks like he always has a Starbucks bacon Gouda sandwich. There's one of those sous vide egg containers, only one. Then he said, the sous vide and one sandwich were ordered at the same time. Dun, dun, dun.
Someone was with him.
But when? Like, is that like
Two
from...
days ago. The most dramatically appropriate amount of time.
So this is the day before we found him.
Yes.
He had somebody else
Yes.
in the car with him. Great.
Which means he was probably meeting with somebody higher up, giving
Or
information.
Or he decided to use Smash Jet for its intended purpose.
It's always a really nice interface.
Which you're going to own in a couple of days.
this.
Yeah, I'm looking into it, man.
Why?
Going for the Batman solution on that bad boy.
Totally Stark it. Didn't he
Right?
say that? Which I now own. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
bought this place. So
Yeah, it's like when he saved Superman's mom's farm, and he goes, "So how'd you do this?" Oh, you know, the bank that you
I'm
the money
rich.
to. I bought it.
what's your superpower? I'm rich.
Okay.
Quick addendum. I do want to show the drawing of the mountain location to everybody just to see if anyone else recognizes it.
Okay.
I look up U storage places in Big Bear.
That does not look like Big Bear,
Okay.
but definitely looks. I mean, the pictures definitely looks like what Big Bear would look like, but
Similar, but not necessarily that location.
Right.
Okay.
Perhaps you should show the picture to your Primogen. He's familiar with the mountains.
Oh yeah. Well, to get in touch with him, I would have to go to his mountain.
you would have to go to his mountain to see the mountain man.
And perhaps bring a gift of raccoon.
There are many uses for the body.
Fair enough.
I love that character. It's such a random
know.
moment. Such a Coen Brothers moment. You're like, what?
All right. All right, that's it for this session. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. No, we won't see him in 2 weeks because we'll be at a game convention.
Yep.
2 weeks.
It'll be
At the convention.
3 weeks?
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
4 weeks, unless we decide we want to play that evening on Sunday. I might be home by then. I'm not sure. We can wing it. You won't be here though.
No.
You definitely won't be
I
here.
have things to do.
I will be back, but
I'll be back by then.
yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. So we'll see you when we'll see you.
And thank you all the new people.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I hope you're enjoying.
I hope
you
so
can,
too.
You can go to happyjacks.org/shows and find out all of the other actual plays that we run, because we run about three a week, I think. There's like 3 or 4 different games going on right now.
And you can find us on the YouTubes as well. A lot of stuff is archived there. I tend to watch a lot of stuff there.
And of course the podcast as well, which is behind. I need to post a bunch of episodes of the AP, probably tonight or tomorrow. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.